Oh, yeah. Here we are.
I know that guy.
Yeah. Welcome to Decibel Geek, New Year's Rockin' Eve celebration, saying goodbye to 2023, saying hello to 2024. Yeah. And we're going to have a good time tonight. We thought, it's such a hassle going out sometimes on New Year's Eve. You get out there, there's drivers and there's all kinds of roadblocks and all kinds of craziness. I don't want to leave the house, but I want to party with my friends. And I thought no better way to do that than to do a little live streaming on New Year's Eve. We're starting right now, but we're going to last till at least midnight. We're going to do our best. It's Decibel Geek Podcast and friends. You know me. I'm Aaron Camaro, joined as always by my awesome friend, kick-ass co-host, no riff-raff. Is the definition of it. It's Chris Sinzak. How's it going, brother?
Well, if the guy's asking for no riff-raff, I figured I would name myself riff-raff. But yeah, we'll get into all that fun stuff, and also joined by the awesome Julian Gill. That is his name. It's not $200.
$200.
And Wad motherfucking Zilla, because he said so.
Oh yeah. By the way, $200 is what me and Julian spent on fentanyl already today. It's not even midnight.
Oh man, Ian's already got a troll.
Yeah.
The electric ballroom.
Sammy Hagar rules. Oh, what's that girl's name? Electric ballroom. Oh.
Brent Millhouse checking in from Melbourne, which it really is the new year there right now.
He's all
Aussie. Hey.
And I'm in Pensacola, Florida. That's why I have a different background. I'm actually in town visiting my daughter and her family, including my first granddaughter. And
nice.
In town, just hanging out with family, and the wife's watching the kid. And I was like, well, I'll just do a live stream and see Aaron and you good guys and all you listening and watching. And thank you all for joining us tonight. So I didn't think everybody would be going out. I figure there's other couch potatoes here. So yeah, I'm here at the Quality Inn. Yay.
Oh man.
Quality.
I had $20. It was a La Quinta.
It's too steep for me, brother.
Okay.
La Quinta, they actually give you towels.
I was going to say, the only time we stay at the La Quinta is when somebody's flipping the bill for us to go somewhere.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, when we went to Florida. Yeah. Our one paid gig.
Yeah. Two different La Quintas, one paid gig.
Yeah. It was fun though. Oh man. So I don't know. How are we, Julian, I'm assuming you're home in San Francisco this evening?
Yeah, I'm not going out traveling this week, so just having a chill evening. I never stay up to fucking midnight anyway. I just don't want to be up at that hour. I get up at 4, so why bother?
Right. And then Ian's also a left coaster now. He's a Seattle resident. And I don't know. I'm amazed that you're still awake because as drunk as you were on the phone earlier today.
I know. I've been hitting it since 10. And my football season's over. I'm like, what do I got left to lose? Might as well go on Decibel Geek. Hang out with Julian Gill's avatar.
Chiefs won the AFC West, by the way, Ian, just in case you didn't know.
Oh yeah. Fucking refs.
Oh, there's a 2-hour conversation unto itself.
No, and you're gonna be seeing me do this a lot through the evening here for the next probably hour and a half or so, because the Packers are playing right now, and basically it's a playoff game. If they lose, they're done.
Who are you playing?
The Vikings, but they're up right now 23-3.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Against a 5th round pick for QB starting. Yeah.
5th round. Wow. Okay.
Well, they got Kirk Cousins up there before the game with his shirt off.
And his kid too. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Good old Kirk. Oh man, but yeah, a lot of you guys in the comments section. Good to see Adam NC. Feeling very euphoric tonight. Yeah, people can't wait. Somebody is saying "Go Packers" on Facebook. I don't know who that is.
That's Camaro.
I'm in the comments too. No, that's my Aunt Pam, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
she's picking- and Aunt Pam is picking the Packers. Big surprise. But no, it's cool to get together with you guys. And is anyone are any of you guys going out after this or doing anything tonight, or is just staying
Hell
home?
no.
No party.
Oh.
Right
No, and I'm Chris down in Florida, but I'm still back home in Nashville, and Nashville's got one of the biggest, best New Year's Eve celebrations in the entire country. I don't go nowhere near that shit. No, I went down one year for 4th of July, and the fireworks were amazing. It was probably the best fireworks show I've ever seen in my life. And then it took like 3 times as long to get out when it was over to go home to get to your car and then finally get out than it did to watch the fireworks show. So I really don't go downtown anymore. Got some kind of bad news this week about Nashville. Bowie's tonight, the One Rock Club downtown Nashville. Tonight's their last night, and then they're done for.
Oh,
Is that the one that's getting redeveloped?
Yeah, they're
Another one of them that's getting redeveloped because it seems to happen to all the classic places out there, doesn't it?
Seems like
I think they're rebranding it basically, and like so it won't be Bowie's anymore. It's going to be something else.
Yeah.
Swifties.
that sucks. It's hard to kick that stigma of Keelfest.
I knew that was coming.
That'll fuck you for life.
I was serving that one up for you, Ian. Yeah.
One big bachelorette party.
That's a good venue, though. I liked it, man.
Yeah.
That was a fun hang. It just getting down there in the parking, $30, and plus you have to be downtown. So, but yeah, it's a decent venue. Eastside Bowl, if you're in Nashville, is a pretty great rock venue in Basement East, of course. But yeah, I'm going. So, like, yeah, I guess let's get into the Vinnie Vincent talk since Julian's here.
I should have brought my phone call recording because I haven't played that for anyone ever. The call I had with him, but Chris, lead us in.
I can't wait to hear this. Although we've had an interesting phone call with him too. But yeah, so Vinny, just when you think he can't sink lower, he does. And through the auspices of his multiple personalities on his Facebook group, Euphoria. And one of which is a guy, if you ever want to see Vinnie Vincent on Facebook, look up Paul Runner. It's a pink smiley face. That is Vinnie Vincent, 100%. It's no one else. It's Vinnie Vincent. And claims to be an insider. Well, he's the ultimate insider. He's Vinny. But yeah, so I screenshotted this. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, here it is from Vinnie Vincent. Hey guys, beginning February 1st, 2024, Euphoria is changing to a paid membership site. $200 annual fee. Then conveniently links to his shop. It's a necessity to keep out the riffraff and to ensure the safety and integrity of the fan core of this private club. There have been several thousand people admitted in the last 3 months, and I expect a large number of trolls are lurking. If you're a troll, why would you lurk? That kind of goes against what trolling is, isn't it? They are in the process of being eliminated. Sorry, but it must be this way. I hope you understand. Anyone with 2 Ys who wishes to stay can make payment at any time up to February 1st. Thank you all, Vinnie Vincent.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then he went on a ban fest.
Yeah. Apparently, I think it went from like 900 members to like 400 or something.
98.
98 is what's left?
As of this evening, and they're all probably his personalities.
Oh my God. So he's gonna have those.
He really should just do an OnlyFans at this point, and you can pay to watch him toss salad.
Why would I pay for that when I already own a copy of All Systems Go?
Ooh,
yeah.
Basically, the Euphoria Facebook group has become an online Tupperware party.
Yeah.
Julian.
Yeah,
come on,
man. I mean, you act like it's that bad, but I mean, yeah, it costs a lot to join, but free emojis. When
free
you post,
emojis.
So, yeah.
Well, he's going to go next. He's going to turn himself into an avatar.
Nobody would sink that low.
To be immortal as well. So
what low tech company would do a Vinnie Vincent avatar?
Hey,
You have
don't
seen
count the man out till he does an album with the guy from Trickster. That's when you know it's bottom of the barrel time.
Oh man, but I don't know. Was anyone surprised that it was not more than $200? Because it was $500 in the past when he tried to do this with a message board.
Well, I mean, he's obviously, trying to broaden his market by lowering the price to 200. I mean, it sounds like good business, really. I mean, you go from having 700 and something users down to 98. I mean, he's definitely the Elon Musk of music.
Just with no money.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, well, Elon blows stuff up.
Yeah, but he's got quite a bank account. I don't know. I mean, so he's down to 98. This is kind of the end game, is it not? I mean, like what else is left? I think everyone that was willing to help him out has pretty much finally run away or been pushed away, depending on who you talk to. I don't know. I don't even think Neil Davis is helping him out anymore. I think he even ran that golden goose off. So it's like, I don't know. What do you do from here? And it also makes me think that the February event must not be selling too well if we're going to this. I mean, it just seems like a weird cash grab.
Well, what happens if he blocks someone who's already paid for the February event because he thinks they're a lurking troll, or he just, the person who has paid already to go to the February event? And let's be fair, he has done these events and he has pulled them off.
Sure.
Hopefully not literally. But he could be blocking people that have already paid him money now and have no way to contact him. And what happened to his Man Friday? Is it now just Vinny and Paul Runner and Lillian and Adolf and whomever?
Yeah.
Sammy Hagar?
I don't know if that Steven guy is in the picture anymore either. It seems like he's gone. I don't follow it as much, but people still report it to me like I'm wanting to know every little thing. But I don't know if Steven's there. I don't think Neil's involved anymore. I don't know who. And he's got this new singer guy the guy does have a great voice, but what a tall order to have that gig. I don't know how that's going to go.
I think it's smart business. I mean, I think he's capitalizing on not only the gullibility of Kiss fans, but I don't know if you guys heard, he's replacing Satriani on this Van Hagar tour. So while his name's out there, in the county fair circuit, cash in on it. I don't see anything wrong with that. Fuck it. He saved Kiss,
Grab a corn dog while you're there.
There you go.
Every time he does something batshit crazy, I go off and listen to Creatures and Lick It Up, and just to remind myself that he once made a positive contribution to my life in the music that he co-wrote and performed on those albums. And it's just a reminder of, just like Paul Stanley's voice, not all things work out well in the end. And the same goes for Vinny's whatever struggles. He clearly has struggles. Yeah. And that's a terrible thing, to be in public doing all that crazy shit and having no one else to kind of turn off the power.
Yeah.
So when's Kiss FAQ instituting their new fee?
I've been asked whether I would do that because, obviously we fight a continuous battle with non-lurking trolls. We get the real thing over there. And that's really not what a public message board is. It's not, I run ads on it, so I cover enough expenses to pay for the servers on a yearly basis. But you get into a membership thing and suddenly you're a commercial business. And then bands look at you and they go, oh, you're drawing membership, and then you have to have private things. And I think it probably drives you into that doom loop of having to provide stuff, exclusives, like doing OnlyFans. You're always pulling up your knickers a little tighter. So I don't want to get into it because I don't want to waste my life managing that shit any more than pressing a button and getting rid of someone who's problematic so that they can come back with a new name a day later.
Hey, man.
I'm right here.
Oh man, one of these days, and it's probably better for the Kiss FAQ podcast, which I highly recommend. But I don't know if have you ever done like a walk down memory lane with the message board, the KISS message board community over the years, and talked about all the different ones that people used to go on and things that have happened over the years, or KISS dropping in to actually check it out themselves. Have you ever thought of doing like a long form discussion about that?
No.
Would you ever do it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird from the message board shit. I've been online since '94, and it goes back to the KISS Army Online days on AOL. And I talked to several of those people from '95 on a near daily basis. So my message board journey is really one that has everyone shouting, "Loser. Go on in, shout it."
Oh man.
I originally met Julian on Steve Ferris Saved KISS AOL. Yeah.
Oh, I go back to the KISS Asylum and the Tommy Thayer Sucks message board when that cropped up.
I still own that. I own that domain still.
Do you really?
Yeah, and I say still. They let it. It was bought by KISS at one point to suppress it, and then they let it lapse. So I grabbed it up and pointed it to acefrelly.com.
I was going to say, I always wonder what happened to Drunk Bastard, but then I realized he's on here with us tonight. So. Oh man. So did you guys have a good Christmas, and anything special you got for Christmas rock related?
I mean,
I got some vinyl, here's something funny. Martin Popoff, who's been on Ralph's live show and shit. Big fan of Martin's, been reading his books, since the fucking 90s. And my wife knows I'm a fanboy and sent him a letter, said, "Hey, I want these books and, autograph them to my husband, Ian, you know him." And he sent the 2 books and he autographed them to my wife.
She must have been thrilled.
Yeah, fucking Canadians. And it's funny because he always puts, like, if you've ever gotten a book from Martin, he'll usually write something related to the book, like some kind of pun or something like that. But I got a Van Halen book and a Blue Oyster Cult book, and he wrote the same thing in both books. Like, I heard you fucked Ian, you'll fuck anyone. Love, Martin. Which it's kind of weird, but it's original, So, but I got some Zappa vinyl. Got a bunch of like 4Ks and shit like that. It was a good Christmas. How about you guys?
Pretty good. Nothing special really as far as like gifts and stuff. It was just kind of the normal dad stuff that you get. But I bought a few things for myself, and we'll do rock and roll show and tell in a little bit. Got a couple things to show off. But I don't know, Aaron. What about you?
I had a pretty good Christmas, really good. I went with the wife and her family, and my son came with, and we all went out to Gatlinburg and got the cabin and went down and did Gatlinburg type stuff. And they got a pretty cool music store there, a lot of vinyl, a lot of CDs. I picked up some cool stuff there. Got some pretty awesome t-shirts at a flea market. Check this out. Oh man, I love this shirt.
Hey, Toomey in the house.
So my father-in-law actually pulled a pretty good one on me. So I was getting this shirt, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Ronnie the Dwarf," because it's the classic t-shirt, Ozzy t-shirt, like Ronnie the Dwarf, and he's like, "Yeah, it's too bad he passed away." And I said, "He did?" And he's like, "Yeah, he did." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't know that." He goes, "Yep. Saw him hang him right up on the stage." And I was like, like, "Oh yeah, all right, I got you." But I got some other cool stuff. I guess I'll just show this. I got this from my dude Chris Sinzak. Man, what a cool cup this thing is.
Oh, nice.
Somebody had a pretty brilliant idea. It's a cup, but it looks like it's made out of cassette tapes, and it's all pretty damn good ones.
That is the coolest fleshlight ever.
Yeah.
You thought the same thing too, huh?
Yeah. I was like,
I didn't even
he's
know.
never gonna fit in it, but
Hey, Andy.
Hey guys. Hi guys. Nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very excited.
Good to see you. I'm glad Good to hang out with you. And there's one more thing to go with that's on its way. So
All right, on.
I
Also,
won't
What,
spoil it.
lube?
Yeah, lube.
Well, yeah. They
Except
kind of
though,
go
he-
together, right?
You put it in the microwave for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Feels like the real thing.
I don't know, Toomey, what about you? Did you have a good Christmas? Get anything cool?
Did I get anything cool? The main thing I think, well, I got a new MacBook Pro, but I mean, other than that, pretty much just low key and did it all for the kids this year, man. You know.
I thought you did it all for the nookie.
Well, that's true. That is true too. Yes, did it all for the nookie.
And
I
that's-
did get the. Oh goodness. I'll just show Dimebag, but I got these this year. How about that?
Is that from the was it the Knuckle Bones?
Yeah, Knuckle Bones. Got the entire band hanging out with me back here.
That's pretty cool.
How much did that set you back?
You know I got comped, bro.
I know.
It's
Slipknot endorsement.
it set me back in interview, you know.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you interview like people that do things, you know, they send you things.
Yeah.
Oh man, good to hear, because I heard ever since the collapse at Diabolos and Podcastico, you were like on the streets and shit, man. So I'm glad to hear you're doing okay.
You were just a stepping stone, Ian.
Beat your dick.
Since I was Scab Ralph for so long, you know.
Stepping stone is the nicest thing anybody's ever said about me. Thank you, brother. I love you.
Yeah.
Some good coattails to ride.
Yeah. And it's like noon in Seattle right now, so I think we're
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
we're
That's
catching
why,
Ian.
That's
early.
why I'm this coherent.
He's been drinking all day and he's this coherent. Too funny. Andy, what about you? Any cool stuff that you got for Christmas?
I did get some cool stuff. I got this box set, this Neil Young Archives Part 2.
Right on.
Part 1, it came out a while back. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the past three or 4 years, or maybe even more. Neil Young has been coming out with the Neil Young Archives, and he's been doing different live shows put out there, or also unreleased albums. And this has 10 different ones from the period of 1973 to 1978.
Wow.
So that's actually my favorite period of Neil Young. It was very fruitful for him. You know, it was during the Tonight's the Night on the Beach, the Zuma kind of era. And there's a lot of stuff on there that was released and not released. So I've been asking for it for a while. My wife finally broke down and used our money to get it for me. So I'm pretty excited about it. I've been spinning some of them. There's one that really sticks out called Zune, Z-U-N-E. And Dune. I'm sorry, D-U-N-E. And what it is, it's what Zuma should have been. Until, if y'all know Neil Young, he'll record an album, then just squash it and then start over. So this is the way that Zuma should have been done. Instead, he used a lot of tracks and spread them out on different albums. So it's pretty cool to have that, you know, with me being a big fan, because he's my second favorite artist right behind the Beatles. So that's a big thing.
Awesome. I just saw Neil a couple months ago. That's killer.
Oh, right. Did you?
Yeah.
Which show was it? Because I know he's playing a lot of deep track shows.
Yeah, I saw him in Seattle. Okay. It was all solo shit, you know, and he did like reworked. It was like did a lot of shit off that horrible Mirror Ball album.
Oh, I like that album.
I love album. I'm a huge Neil fan, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. But no, he did some great shit, but it was just him by himself and shit. It was a good show.
Yeah. I've seen him once before, also on a solo show, and he just released an album called
Before and After.
Yeah, where he's got a lot of reworkings of his old stuff done acoustically with his vocals of, I mean, the way that he sang songs when he was in his 20s and he's pushing 80, it's a big difference, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool to listen to.
I feel the same way about Al Horta. Yeah, he's pushing 80, but
what's going on, fellas?
What's up, Al?
Look at all the people here tonight. How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Speaking of
Grapefruit
which.
juice?
Homemade sangria.
I'll be right back. I gotta get a beer.
All right.
Sangria.
The blood of thine enemies.
Thank God Sinzak's gone. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That guy. I don't know how you do it, Aaron. That guy is a piece of work. I'll tell you that much.
I just been honestly, I've been tuning y'all out. I'm just watching for the comments from my Aunt Pam to keep me updated on the Packers score.
She's in the other room, so I'll tell her. I'll ask her.
Thanks, Uncle Josh.
Oh, that's better. That's much better.
Shit, he's back.
So much better. I can still hear you, fucker.
That's fine.
Nice.
I was worried their ears didn't work after all of these new bands that we're supposed to check out that you keep trying to push on us, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Music discovery. It's so lame.
Well, it's music bands that sound like bands from the 70s. Yes, rock is not dead. It's just copying old shit over and over again.
I'll try to find modern.
It's not that, it just smells that way.
Where's Baco when I need him? His Packers are up 30-3.
There's only so many spine shanks out there, Josh.
Well, see, they cycle through, but there are newer bands that have a different style that you could check out, not just Led Zeppelin copies over and over and over.
Well, I'll leave that for your show. That's
all
what
right.
New
Yeah,
for, right?
and for your information, Limp Bizkit dresses differently now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's cool.
They're moving into the into 2024, looking super.
Yes, he's got the urban cowboy look now. You know,
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I've stopped trying
So
to figure
take it
all that
seriously.
out.
When I saw them, they were doing some sort of weird yacht new metal thing going on, and it was pretty much the most atrocious thing I've ever seen. Love Limp Bizkit live. Everyone was pissed.
Were they bad live that time?
Yes, I mean they were up there just dicking around, and
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Usually they're great live.
I know.
Yeah, but I tell you what, their cover of "Sailing" was much better than that Faith shit.
Well, now that they tap Corey,
I'm sailing, motherfucking sailing.
How long ago did you see them, Josh?
A couple months ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw them last year in Madison Square Garden, and I thought it was a really good show. They put on a great show, man.
Yeah, no, I mean everything I saw from that one looked great. It's just they were in a festival setting. They had the giant screens turned off, so if you weren't close, you didn't see them.
Oh, okay.
You know, they played a couple of songs, and then they shut the screens off. If you were too far back, there was no point in being close because you could just hear them, and they were up there just dicking around. From what I can tell, when they played whatever the Aftershock, they were great there, but the show at Louder Than Life, they not so much.
Gotcha.
Man, y'all blowing up the comment section tonight.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
Blue Cheer revival. Yeah, I'll try to find a Blue Cheer sound alike too. Powder Finger. Oh,
They're out there.
nice.
Anyway, Chris and Aaron, man, thanks for having me on
Man.
stuff, and thanks, man.
Well,
Julian,
judging
nice to meet you, man. I've never met you.
Good to meet you, Al.
How are you? Josh, nice to see you again. It's been a while. Fucking this guy over up in the corner over there. Fuck that guy, bro.
well, I figure this is like the
Just
cheapest
kidding,
way.
Ian. I love you, bro.
This is the cheapest way I can pull off Rockin' Pod, so we'll just do it this way.
So what's going on with Rockin' Pod? Is it going on this year? What are we doing?
It will be spring of 2025.
Oh, okay.
That was
All right. So that gives you time, to me. No excuse.
So if this is Rockin' Pod, are we like in a room way far away from all the good stuff, or what's going on?
Yeah. You're in a room with me. You're at a La Quinta, about 20 minutes away from the venue.
all right. Now the
It's
truth's
all I
coming
can
out.
afford. I don't have sponsorship.
We're going to work through a therapy session here in front of all of you. No, that was something we did the 1 year and we learned from, and we did not do that this year.
Oh, so it is 25, huh? Not 24.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't announce the date just yet, but yeah, it'll be.
Oh, good. Gives me
Spring-
time to get in
spring
bikini
25.
shape.
Nice.
Get on that, Ian.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I don't necessarily know what that shape is, but you will be in a bikini.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a one piece. Don't fool yourself. I got stretch marks.
Julian, get anything cool for your Christmas? Any Kiss stuff?
I don't buy Kiss stuff. I got some gift cards. So I bought some downloads of some music that I just heard in passing on Spotify after a playlist ended. And we talk about trying to find new bands. Well, I'm finding new old bands. So debut album by a Canadian band called Sword from 1986. I'd never heard that shit in my life before. And when it popped up on Spotify, I'm like, I'm fucking buying that. It's going onto my iPhone for listens out about. Their second album's not quite as good, but really, really strong music. And then I think I've ordered some of other people's books. So yeah, that's kind of it. We just do gift cards around here. So always comes in handy to get some music downloads and keep listening to Spotify and then actually buy the frickin' music that you like.
Yeah.
Right on. And yeah, if you haven't checked it, is the Mask Hysteria book still in print?
Out of print.
Out of print. Damn. I was going to push people to go buy it. Is the Aerosmith book still in print?
Oh yeah, that's still in print, and 2024 is going to be volume 2. Hopefully they'll get back on the road, and yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Any more trips planned to go see sites and stuff?
For Aerosmith, yeah, I want to get back out there and get into the jail and the permanent vacation inner sleeve. But it's the getting out of jail afterwards that's kind of problematic. So we'll see how that goes. But there aren't as many sites that I give a shit about, for the latter era Aerosmith. Right. It was all those first stages,
Yeah, can you share some of the places you went on that first trip?
Yeah, so went to Nipmuc, the original school where they played their first gig. Went to the second show venue. I had a buddy with me who actually just marched up the stairs and dragged us up onto the stage. So that was Hopedale Auditorium. Went to the third one. I can't even remember what it was, but it was just super fun going up to the Anchorage on Lake Sunapee, up to the barn as well, where Chain Reaction played. So yeah, fun shit.
Very cool.
That is cool.
Pretty fun.
All right.
Julian, have you ever been up to Cadillac, Michigan?
I have not. I have never been to Michigan.
I wondered that when we did our conversation, when we talked about the Cadillac, Michigan Kiss experience with the dude that was there and on the football team. I wondered how many of my Kiss fan friends had made that trek up there to see it.
Yeah, I mean, Cadillac, there's now a monument there.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. So I've still got the Cadillac tourism thing where they did the feature on it. But, I don't really go to Kiss sites. Even in New York City earlier this year, I went to the Dress to Kill corner again, and that was kind of it. Couldn't be bothered to go anywhere else. So,
yeah, who would go to New York and go to Kiss sites? I mean, ugh.
Just a bunch of losers,
right? A bunch of the guy's in the stairwell again. Get out.
Yeah. Probably some guy that just rehashes Led Zeppelin stuff and, on his shows and doesn't push new metal because he lets other people push new metal on his show.
It's not about pushing new metal. It's about pushing new bands that don't sound like old bands.
What's wrong with sounding like old bands?
Why don't you just listen to the old bands?
Because they're dead.
Yeah, they don't new music anymore.
Because they're cartoons now.
Yeah, they're avatars
now. I was supposed to hook up with Julian at a fucking Kiss concert. Now it's going to be 2027, and this shit's selling so poorly. Fucking now Kiss is third on the bill, opening up for the fucking Jetson and G.I. Joe. It's tough times, man. Tough times for classic rock.
Yeah.
We need Limp Bizkit avatars.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we're talking, Riff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what I've been getting into is the newer albums by older bands, like the new the album by Iggy Pop that came out this year is a really good, strong album.
Yeah.
by Iggy Pop, and also Godsmack had a really good album this year too that
Ugh.
I really liked. So I'm I'm looking to the older bands or the bands that I really like coming out with newer albums.
Well, what about Rolling Stones? I mean,
I liked the Rolling Stones album, that the Hackney Diamonds.
yeah, talk
Like,
about a strong album by an ancient band,
Right.
or even LA. I'm sorry, I know the LA Guns album is kind of divisive. Some people hate the production values on it, but I thought it had really good, strong songs. That's a kind of an old band as well. 86, 80, well, for Phil, 87.
I like
Actually,
the
like-
Stephen Riley LA
Yeah.
Guns, but that shit's dead. You know,
They're actually continuing.
Are they?
are they?
Yeah. Well, they're at least doing one big show at a casino in Connecticut.
Or like Stephen Riley's Ghost LA Guns? That shit?
Weekend at Riley's. I don't know.
So, what did you think of the Beatles track that came out this year? I thoroughly enjoyed the documentary behind the song.
Yeah.
You know, just how they got the AI to pull the John Lennon track, and then they used the George Harrison track from the '90s and kind of built a song around it. I thought it was a fun thing to do.
I loved it. That shit. Made me cry like a bitch, man. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was emotional. I think it was by far like the best of the the songs that they did, the two in the 90s, the Free as a Bird and the Real Love. I loved Free as a Bird. I thought Real Love sucked. But man, this last one, I was like, oh, just watching it. And then I watched all these. I'm not a big fan of these reaction videos and shit,
Right.
but I thought it was really interesting how diverse the reaction videos were. People from all ages, all parts of the world, colors, creeds, everything, and just seeing a lot of those I thought was emotional, like how real music, can, still in this day and age move people, unlike, the mass shit we're, shoved down our throat, like, Sinzak's Taylor Swift and your Limp Bizkit, but nah, man, it was. I thought it was incredible, man. It was moving, and I think it's kind of neat because there's not too much. I know, Josh, and rightfully so. You make fun of us living in the past and listening to these old bands, but even these old bands, like, how rare is it that they put out something nowadays that affects us like the old shit does? And a certain part of that is nostalgia. It's never going to fucking, reach you like it did when you were 15. But 9 times out of 10, just the music is not as good as what came out back then. But with this Beatles track, I just thought it was so strong and just a reminder of how shitty the stuff is we hear now. And I thought it was great. But in this TikTok age, it was like that was the news for like a week. It was all about that Beatles track, and then you didn't hear anything about it. So the longevity in this TikTok world, it didn't stick around, but I thought it was very, very impactful to me, and I enjoyed it a whole bunch.
It didn't stick around, but it's normalized the use of AI technology in music. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that going down the road. I've certainly used not quite Peter Jackson level technology for some stuff that's going to come out next year. So it has opened the door.
Paul Stanley's been doing it for years.
No, that's a vocal smoothing pedal. That is technology. that is not AI. AI is going to be the avatars, the next step. So
I think Paul needed to smooth it out a little more, though.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest. It was a demonstration unit needed to go to revision 2.0.
It's one of the best things to come out of the KISS FAQ message board was the whole vocal smoothing pedal thing. I don't know who came up with it, but it was brilliant. I thought that was great.
Well, I'm a big Beatles fan, and I really liked the documentary. I think it was like a 13-minute documentary.
Yeah, it was quick
to tell you about the song and this and that. But I really didn't care for the song. I was excited for it. It was very, very repetitive, over and over. And I can see why George was against releasing it, because it was supposed to be released for Anthology 3. But George had voted against it because he didn't like it. And, it just sounds like it was very unfinished. and like I said, the Beatles are my favorite of all time. It just seems like maybe John and George were not happy with him. That's why they didn't release it. And now, they did it this way. A lot of people loved it. It cracked into the top 10, and it was really cool to see Stones and Beatles releasing new music. That was exciting. But I really think that if we were going to compare the two, I think the Stones really won this round.
I prefer the Stones record, and the Beatles one grew on me, but I still think it. I mean, I think the gift of nostalgia is what makes a lot of people latch onto it. So I think it
stuff around the Red and the Blue album remasters and all the new digitally enhanced early materials, because that's a sampler of stuff that we're going to get boxes of or reissues down the road, and what they've been able to do with the sonic separation on those reissues. Holy shit, listening to a song from 1963 and it sounds like it could have been recorded yesterday with today's technology is just fucking outstanding. The Beatles have been all my shit all my life, so it was fun.
New Herb Albert album. Fucking Dermot's. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what we need, some AI and Chuck Mangione.
Oh yeah, I'll take like a new Herb Albert album cover. I'll take that.
A new whipped cream and other.
As long as whipped cream.
Yes.
But that's weird. I guess I'm in the minority. I didn't hate the new Stones album. Was not a fan of the production. I think it was fucking Andrew Watt strikes again, which is funny because Andy, you talked about the new Iggy Pop record, which I was pleasantly surprised with that. I was worried when Andrew Watt was producing it because I thought those Ozzy albums he did sound like fucking horse shit, then I was like, oh God, he's gonna fuck up Iggy. It's gonna be another fucking like brick by brick, like overproduced and shit.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty solid. But with the Stones, I don't know. There needs to be a little bit more grit there for me. I mean, I'll take it, but I don't think it's as good as the one before it. See, Patrick wishes Don Was was producing again. Did he do the last one?
I think so. Yeah.
What's the one with the fucking where they're all holding the ball of light and shit? I like that. Bigger Bang. Yeah, I thought Bigger Bang was solid. I mean, it was like 37 tracks too long because it was like 57 songs on the motherfucker, but it was solid. I mean, it was definitely better than like, Bridges to Babylon and shit like that. But I just like a raw product, with the Stones. I want that like Jimmy Miller, like early 70s fucking, raw shit. And Andrew Watt, I don't know what the fuck happened to him. He was so good as a guitar player in California Breed. Yeah. I was like, wow, look at this guy. And then he turns a producer and it's like Post Malone and all this other fucking garbage, But hey, Josh, at least it's new. But
speaking of new, when the fuck did you get a microphone?
I know, right? I can't remember which day of Hanukkah it was, but it was one of them.
You finally, after all these years, put a little bit of money into the production. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, when you dumped my ass, I was like, I need to step up my game.
Right.
And then I started listening to bands from the 90s, to try to freshen up and shit,
Right.
And now I'm like, shut the door, baby. Don't say a word. I'm with the new shit,
I feel like we got a pretty good rapport, man. We should do a show together sometime.
I know. It worked so good the first time. I just doing a show with this guy, man. I had a lot of fun. I know there's like 2 people out there who listen to Diablos and Podcastica, but it was fun. Yeah.
I listened to every one of them.
I did too.
Yeah. Well, I believe Chris. No, it was a good time. But man, I'm happy as fuck for you, man, with all the shit you're doing. That's fucking killer. I mean, sucks you got to listen to all that music and shit and interview Slipknot, but other than that, dude, you're doing fucking awesome, man. It's killer.
I thought it was funny that like one of Chris's albums of the year is like the new Corey Taylor solo album, and Decibel or Cobras and Fire. I get those confused. They very similar shows. Cobras and Fire. They were all loving the Corey Taylor solo album. I was like, you know what? Haven't even heard it.
Wow. You guys like that shit? I don't know. I didn't. I listened to that first Corey Taylor, and that was enough.
That's the one I'm
That was-
talking about. I haven't the new one. I don't know if I'm
Oh,
gonna put
God,
that.
that first solo album made fucking Stone Sour sound good.
Oh,
my
it was
God.
good.
Oh, I liked it. I thought it was a pretty damn good
Had a lot
album.
of good stuff.
Yeah.
Ah,
Gumi, you're not even a day one listener to that?
no.
Wow. I'm
But
surprised.
what's funny is I do love a lot of the fucking new metal that he likes. You know, like I love Static X and shit like that. You know, I miss shit like that. You know, especially compared to what's out now. You know, I mean, I draw the line at like Disturbed and shit. You know, and Creed. You know,
I like Disturbed. Well, maybe
Static X. Oh man, Disturbed, fucking Disturbed. I saw the motherfuckers open up for Danzig.
Wow.
Check this shit out. It was Disturbed, 6 Feet Under, and Danzig.
Wow.
And it was like Disturbed's first tour, and that bald motherfucker came out like in a prison jumpsuit, like he's being electrocuted and shit, and he's like, "Wow!" And I'm like, no, not gonna happen. And then I saw him like 4 years later, and they're like third or fourth on the bill at Ozfest, and he's driving around like in a golf cart. I was backstage and shit. And he's driving around like his shit don't stink. I'm like, no, bitch, you were like wearing an orange jumpsuit going, wow, no. You could sell that shit all day. I ain't buying it. That shit's garbage. That's garbage. That's Sammy Hagar level shit. Horrible.
Seeing
Horrible.
Disturbed live was what won him over for me. Like I had some friends that were going. They're like, "You want to come with?" I was like, "No." And they're like, "Got you a ticket?" And I'm like, "No." Like, buy all your drinks. I'm like,
Yes.
fine.
Well,
And
I will say I was like that with Korn. Korn won me over a lot. I saw them at an Ozfest, and I swear to God, I almost fucking OD'd. Had a huge bag of fucking blow, and we're supposed to proportion this shit for the show, right?
Yeah, you gotta trickle that shit down. You can't just.
Yeah, right. But I mean, we were fucking gacked out before we even got there. And
Chris
we
is
got
having
basically
Kansas City flashbacks right now.
yeah, we got like a Ziploc bag and a straw, and at first, we're trying to be all polite about it. Okay, if we're gonna do a bump, we're gonna go to the bathroom. And that's like, fuck it, we're in pavilion. And I remember like Korn's on. I was like, yeah, fuck it, give me a bump. And I just way too much, and I'm like, my heart's like, I was like, holy shit! But I was like, that bass sounds amazing, And then I was like, sorry, Ozzy, none left for you. Did it all for fucking Korn.
That picture.
So I don't know if it was the Coke or it was Korn, but I like Korn more after I saw him live. That's the moral of the story, kids.
That picture
Don't
better
go
than
see.
That picture behind
Don't-
Ian is an actual picture from that show.
Right.
Picture
Yeah.
behind Ian.
Yeah. Don't go see Korn without drugs, is what I'm trying to express to the youth of America.
Good old Chong.
Every time I saw corn, I had drugs.
Yeah. But enough about your mother, Chris. How's everybody else doing?
There we go.
A little delayed, but I got it.
There we go.
Alcohol.
All right, let me grab a.
Speaking of
All
which,
right. Let's do a rock and roll show and tell because I know some people have shown off some stuff, but let's show off the stuff we got. So, who's got something to share on camera that they got? No nudity, please.
I got one.
Never mind.
Other than the T-shirt and the awesome flashlight that I got from Chris, just kind of a bounce off of last week's episode. I picked this up today.
Oh, Dennis Wilson.
The Dennis Wilson solo album. We talked about Dennis Wilson last week on the show.
Nice.
Before that, I'm not a Beach Boys guy, and so I really didn't know. And then from doing a little research on the anniversary of his passing, I was like, oh, that guy had a solo album. So I saw
True story. My dad got thrown out of a bar with Dennis Wilson and Keith Moon.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
shit!
Get out.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
1978, Malibu, California. The Crazy Horse Saloon in Malibu. My dad was the MC there, and Dennis Wilson and Keith Moon showed up, and my dad, would just introduce the acts and shit. They would have comics, they would have like local talent and shit, and he'd introduce everybody. And he was just getting fucked up with them, and they all got thrown out of the same bar that my dad worked at.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. And he always used to brag like, yeah, I'm the only one alive. Well, he's dead now. So they're all dead. The moral of the story. Everyone dies. Everyone dies.
Well, thanks for the uplifting story.
That was really cool.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. You're gonna die.
Yeah. If I could get one Kwanzaa message,
year.
across, that's it.
Jeez, you're like the worst motivational speaker ever.
There's nothing wrong with living in a van down by the river.
There we go.
No, but that's a pretty cool album by Dennis Wilson. Strauss had mentioned it once before. And
way to bring it back up, brother.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Oh, that is too funny.
Thank goodness. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Anyone else before I go? Otherwise, I'm gonna go. Josh, anything you want to show off on Cat? Well, you showed off your knuckle bones thing. Al, you have anything new you want to share?
Yeah, man. Dude wipes for all your swamp ass needs.
Hey, just don't flush them down the toilet. We had an issue with that recently.
And the funny thing, I was just thinking, I was like, I got $50 that Al's not even wearing pants right now.
Yeah.
I just got that feeling, right there. No drawers, drawers.
We'll leave it up to mystery there. But actually, this is the new Ann Wilson album from Heart.
Is it good?
I showed this off on me and Andy's show. It's Ann Wilson and Trip Sitter. It's a solo album, but like her and she has a band called Trip Sitter too. So this is Ann Wilson's one of my favorite female vocalists of all time. She's awesome and sounds awesome on here. And it's actually autographed by Ann right there, which is cool. And I recommend this for anybody who's into Heart, Ann Wilson.
Josh wants to know if that CD came out in 1952.
on CD.
Yeah, there you go, CD. Yeah, that's an archaic format already.
It's making its CD debut. It was on reel to reel.
Got the new Geddy Lee book. Can't wait to get into that one. Another old ass artist for Josh there.
Yeah. What is he, like 70 something? You're losing this audience, man. And
a lot of kids watching this.
And the reissue of the Rush Signals box set.
Oh, that's nice.
Awesome box set. I didn't even open it yet, but I can't wait to sink into this one. This is really cool. My wife got me this, and she got me that, and the where is it here? And actually the picture disc too of Signals, which is really cool. The dog pissing there, great artwork there, and yeah, man, that was cool, man. I had a good Christmas there, so that's what I got.
Right on. Andy?
Oh yeah.
Josh said there's a lot of synths on that record. Very retro.
I know that already, but I also got the 5LP Let It Be Deluxe, Super Deluxe. It's pretty cool. It's got the original Let It Be on there. This was by Giles Martin. Giles Martin's his name. But it also has it's 5 LPs. It also has the Get Back Apple sessions and rehearsals and jams. That was pretty cool. It also has a 12-inch single in here which has I forgot what it was. I know that one of it was Don't Let Me Down.
Yeah, Glenn Johns mixes.
Yeah, Glenn Johns mixes. And it's got that one, and Across the Universe, I think, is on the flip side. So it's a pretty cool thing. I've been waiting for this one because I've also got the White and Abbey in a deluxe format, so it was pretty cool. So I was excited.
I have the Van Halen Let It Be box set. It's just the first 6 records.
The only ones that matter, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
All right.
And
What happened to fucking Camaro? The fucking
dropped
Packers
off.
losing?
Well, the Packers are playing still, so maybe he dropped off.
I think he's out there doing like a Lambo leap in his backyard. He just jumped over his neighbor's fence.
The cops are
I
on
told
the
you
way.
there was. I'm worried there was fentanyl in that shit he was doing earlier. That's if they do, they cut it with fentanyl.
Too funny.
That's why I drink beer.
I went to a record store here in Pensacola and bought some cheap shit. So one was Joe Walsh. You bought it, you name it.
Oh yeah.
Vinyl. Which I've never heard this album.
It's okay.
Trapeze featuring Glenn Hughes
Nice.
from the 70s.
Nice. Good one.
Only $7. Not bad. And then
Laughing Dogs.
found this out in the wild, which it's a band called the Laughing Dogs. But if you don't know, this was supposed to be the album cover for the Wicked Lester album that never got released by Kiss.
Oh wow.
So this was the photo that they were going to use. And then 1979, they used it for this band, the Laughing Dogs, which I never expected to find this out in the wild. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool, man.
I've never heard the band. Julian, have you ever listened to this actual album?
Yeah, I don't remember it.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
it's
love it.
Do you?
I love it. I do. I got this is the first Martin Popoff book he signed to my wife. And this is the second Martin Popoff book he signed to my wife. fucking Canadians. And then I haven't even looked at this yet. This is the Frank Zappa Overnight Sensation. This is the deluxe edition. And it's supposed to be like colored vinyl and shit. Let me see here what we got here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's nice. That's nice. And then I got a a Stabbing Westward box set, but Josh said that's 90s. Stop bringing up the old shit. So I won't show that off.
Hey, so what else does that Zappa Overnight Sensation have besides the original album, and what else is on it?
It's got there's demos and stuff from the recording sessions for that, and there's 2 live shows, one from Wisconsin and one from Michigan.
For that tour?
Yeah, and, I mean it's really great. I've already heard like I downloaded that shit the second it came out, and checked it out. But she did give me like the deluxe vinyl. That's 3 vinyl, has all of it on there, so it's killer. There's Camaro.
Here I am.
Hey, dude, I was thinking about you last night, brother.
Yeah.
So I was watching this horror movie that was made in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
In Hayward, Wisconsin.
You talk about
Hayward,
the old time movie with the spiders?
Bloodhook.
No, I don't know
Movie
that.
called Bloodhook. It was made in Hayward, Wisconsin in 1985. And it was awesome though. Like all the accents, like even like certain characters were supposed to be from Illinois, but they still talk like they were from Wisconsin. And it was I was dying laughing. I was like, Sinzak's got to know about this shit. I'm like, Sinzak's probably in it. But
was it based on a like a local radio DJ that really wanted to push to play the new Kiss track, but they could only play the old Kiss track? And
it's about a guy that got fired from a titty bar for playing unreleased Faster Pussycat songs. The label got him fired.
Was it based on a DJ that was like, Hair of the Dog is the next big thing. We gotta play Hair of the Dog.
Sounds like a documentary.
Yeah. He's like, maybe enough is enough for you, but not for me. I'm going to play more.
Damn right. It's called Bloodhook?
Yeah. It was made in Hayward, Wisconsin in 1985.
Wow.
Wasn't released till 1987 because like the gore, which I don't get, and I got like the unrated edition, and the gore is so stupid and like so unrealistic. I can't see that they would threaten it with an X. But yeah, the whole time I was thinking of you. I was like, yeah, this bratwurst eating motherfucker's got to be an extra in this place, somewhere,
Hey, going back to that Zappa thing, you got the overnight sensation. That was one of the first Zappa albums I ever heard. It was like I remember my dad used to have an apartment building next door to where we lived, a 4-family house, and one of the guys abandoned their. One of the guys like 3 months went by, and like my dad was like, where is this guy? He's like wanting to get the rent and everything. And the guy totally abandoned his apartment, left everything behind. And my dad finally went in there. He left behind a vinyl collection and all his music and shit. And he had a cassette tape. It was Zappa. It was like one of those 2 albums on one cassette. So it was a possible overnight sensation.
Ryko Disc did that in the 80s.
Yeah, and so that was like the first Zappa I ever heard, man. I was like, the first thing I heard, which was on Apostrophe, was Don't Eat the Yellow Snow. But I mean, as a kid, I was like intrigued by that song. So I listened to the whole thing. And that's how that was like my introduction to Zappa. So I always like, if anybody ever like asked me like, what's the first thing if I want to get into Zappa, I always recommend those 2 albums, Apostrophe and Overnight Sensation. I think that's like the most kind of, if you're into rock, it's more like rock oriented kind of releases, so kind of eases them into. Because I don't love everything Zappa ever put out. I mean, he put out some fucked up shit too, like stuff that I don't get. But that kind of mid '70s era of his, mid to late '70s, is great stuff, man.
I'm a huge Zappa fan. I mean, I've got hundreds of Zappa albums.
Yeah,
and there's shit that I don't get into.
Yeah.
But there's so much. But yeah, like an introductory, always do like 70s Zappa. People get into that more.
Yeah.
So.
Although I do love, I love Hot Rats too. Like I love that.
Oh, Hot Rats is my favorite.
Yeah,
I got that shit on vinyl. I love that shit.
Yeah. So
I'm a big fan of his 60s, 70s, going into the 80s. A couple of his orchestra stuff I like too, but the last one I got was Jazz from Hell, which was pretty cool, man. I can't. That's when he started using that Sinclair thing.
Sinclair,
yeah. That's the shit I can't get into, man. I like organic, shit, and it's just too cold to me.
And it sounded weird because he would solo with that thing, and that was an instrument I've never heard before, and I still haven't heard about it.
Yeah.
But he pulls off solos on that thing. It was just intriguing to hear it.
Right. I got respect for it, but I don't get off on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I can tell the talent's there, but then again, there was so much other Zappa that I didn't get at first, and that's the beauty of it. He's got so many different eras and styles.
Yeah,
that sometimes shit didn't grab me when I was younger. That as I got older, I got into the more jazzier shit, like Hot Rats and Waka Jawaka and shit like that. At first didn't get me. So.
Yeah, that was the same thing with me when I went back to them. After I kind of got used to his music, I started to get into different stuff. So yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Hot Zappa talk.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Josh is in hell right now.
Oh no, that's cool because Al and I and our buddy Brad did a 2-hour episode of just Frank Zappa.
So nice. You gotta check that out.
That'll be in the queue.
That's the anti-Decibel Geek talk.
I've tried numerous times to get into Zappa. Not happening.
Well, listen, man.
They don't sound like Led Zeppelin, so.
Although he did do a cover of Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, did he?
True.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
Seek that out. It's from his 1988.
Let me guess. It sounds nothing like Stairway to Heaven.
A
little bit.
Yeah, so did Led Zeppelin.
True. Just ask Randy, California.
Oh shit!
All right, what kind of bracket are we doing here?
All right, we're gonna do.
What's this bracket you were talking about earlier, Chris?
Well, I got to do the high dollar special effects intro. Aaron, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Who's doing the sound effect?
We all are.
Okay, here we go.
Bracket.
Sunday.
Are we going to are we going to pit all of our podcasts against each other in this bracket?
No, that.
Oh, we all know
never,
how that ends
never
up.
works out.
I don't want to hear no crying.
He's like, hang on, I don't have time to gather the bots. Let me get it. I gotta keep my crown.
Yeah.
Oh,
Me
Jesus.
and Ralph be Joe Rogan. Deal with it.
All right, we're at what I decided to call this because you do something visual since it's a live stream. So we're gonna go. I call this tournament. That album cover. So it's gonna be some of the worst album covers going head to head against each other.
Nice.
Oh,
We're voting
And-
on which one's the worst.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you pick a winner, it's the worst.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Worst album cover of all time. Here we go.
so
Well,
would it be
yeah.
a spoiler alert if I already said it's 5150?
It's not on here.
That's just homoerotic.
It's a mix of stuff that was suggested and then also a few that I found on my own, and they're all terrible, and some of them are actually pretty funny. So I'm going to try to share my screen to where I have the tournament set up. This will probably fail miserably like it usually does, but we'll try.
Are there 5 Man of War covers?
No, I didn't put Man of War on here. That's too easy. All right.
Okay, so nothing homoerotic. No Hagar and no.
No,
I'm out. Well, then I'm out.
No, there's a few on here that
Yeah.
probably are. So here's the first matchup. Boned up at the crack. I can enlarge it. You know. So.
That's enlarge it.
Kind of like that one. That's pretty cool.
I'd never heard of this till it was suggested today. Versus Mick Jagger, Primitive Cool. What the fuck is that?
That's a bad album cover right there. Is what that is.
Yeah. As a
That's
black
blackface.
Irishman, yeah, I'm offended.
Okay, so Boned versus Mick Jagger. Where else are you going to find this matchup?
Right. I'm going to give my vote to Mick Jagger just because I've never heard of Boned, and it's actually kind of a cool album cover. The Mick
How did I
Jagger.
know that you would like this, Aaron?
I don't know. It's cool. I like it. Mick
Okay, so-
Jagger's dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, we have what? All right, so Aaron votes for Mick Jagger. Toomey, what are you picking?
I'm gonna say it kind of looks like that kid Chiefs fan that kind of got canceled there for a minute. So I'm gonna go with the Mick Jagger one, man. That looks.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah, it does.
I think that's blackface, and you can't do that anymore.
All right.
So we're picking the one that's the worst, right?
Which one you pick to move on to the next round?
Oh, to move on.
Yeah, but you're picking which one you think is worse.
Okay, so the ultimate thing is going to be what the worst album cover is.
Yes.
Okay,
right.
so I'm going with Mick Jagger as well.
Okay, so everyone's going with Jagger so
Awful.
far. Andy,
I've never seen an album cover with a chupacabra on it, so that's pretty cool. But I'm gonna go with the Mick Jagger one too. The Bone looks pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But that Mick Jagger, the chupacabra with a crystal ball in his hand, I'll go with that one.
you actually had a guess at what the fuck it was, so good for you.
I mean, that would be like some Lord of the Rings stuff, right?
Right.
No, it's a boy donkey, is what.
That looks like something that would pop up in like a 1980s yearbook that would get like a senator like, replaced.
And next to it says, "I don't know you really well, but stay cool over the summer."
KIT.
KIT. All right, Ian, what do you want?
Yeah, I gotta go with the Jagger. I mean, I know I'm the liberal here, but I feel triggered. I said trigger. Trigger, please. That cover's terrible. Trigger what? Trigger who?
Julian, you gonna make this a clean sweep?
Damn right. Jagger.
All right.
Well, at least Bone has a cool type used for the band name.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
gotta
Let
think,
me-
like Mick Jagger had the money for a cool album cover,
Yeah, of course.
so he specifically chose something this bad.
Yeah, but that could have been by Banksy. It cost $1 million.
Yeah, or Higposis.
And it was voted by how many record executives and passed over. Oh yeah, looks great. Looks great.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you that Jagger's surrounded by yes men.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
They said yes them.
I love it, baby.
Okay,
Yes.
so Mick Jagger wins.
I wonder what that album sounds like. Has anyone heard that?
It sucks. Joe Satriani's on it. And guess what? Not only can he not do Eddie Van Halen, he can't do Keith Richards either. He's surfing with no one.
Surfing with
I
no
guess
one.
I
It looks
Guess
like
you
Just
just
started.
there's an alien on there.
all right, Mick Jagger. Let me figure out how to go to the next round. Hang on.
Wow. This is bringing me back to MySpace. Very technical.
I was gonna say, what year is the software from?
All right. Next line.
All
Next
these albums came
matchup.
out before Josh was born.
Probably true. Actually, there's one that's coming out next year that's on this list. All right. Kingpin, which otherwise known as Shotgun Messiah before they changed their name, versus Riot's Narita, where you have to love a baby seal that's a sumo wrestler.
Wow. I gotta say, I'm gonna have to go with Riot because it's Senzak's first band, and you know,
Is it?
I think you're rocking the yellow. You know, I like when you had hair. You know, yeah, that Riot, the Riot never. They put out amazing albums, but horrible covers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have picked
Yeah.
any Riot album cover, really.
Their covers look like Sammy Hagar's record sound.
Makes a lot of sense.
Oh man.
Oh, boy.
Stop! You don't have to blow it up. Come on, I'm already triggered from the fucking Mick Jagger shit.
All right. Julian, what are you picking?
I'm going with anything that looks like fucking poison. Kingpin.
Kingpin. For worst. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So we're tied. Andy, what's your pick?
Yeah, I got a Riot album over here with it's got that, I guess, the human seal, and in the back it looks like a bunch of explosions. But I'm going to go with Riot because the one that I have is just like the head. I never saw the whole body before of a sumo wrestler with a.
Now you wish you hadn't, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Sumo wrestler.
Riot for me. So I'll go ahead with Riot, not Kingpin, because that was kind of normal for 85, 86.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is that was the original cover for Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits.
Oh yeah. Tim Scold's hands aren't big enough.
Oh well, they still have the stance for it, but yeah.
All right. Al Horto, what are you picking?
Riot, man, great band, horrible album covers, man. You know, I'm going with them. Again, man, Riot's the music's awesome, dude. But like, who is their cover artist, man? You know, pretty bad, man. But I'm gonna go with Riot.
All right. Toomey?
So what year is this Kingpin record? Welcome to Bop City.
Yeah, it's like 85, I think.
That's awful
Oh,
too,
now
man.
it's blue. Oh.
That's some Northern European stuff right
I've
there.
seen a lot of leg in this one. Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit of some crotch too.
Yeah. That's a little...
God.
Them silver pants are pretty cool.
Where exactly is Bop City?
Sweden, I think.
Yeah,
No.
Sweden. Yeah.
It's got to be in Ohio.
Thank you, Ian.
Those guys look like they're from Ohio.
I'm gonna go with that Riot album cover though, man. That looks like just something you would doodle on your notebook at school. And be like, and you know,
If you're mentally disturbed, maybe.
in between classes, your friends would be like, "That's sweet, man. That should be our album cover."
Funny backstory. The guy that picked them as the mascot for Riot also picked Jared for Subway.
Oh,
nice.
So,
Makes sense.
true story.
All right, Aaron Camaro.
Ah, shit, man. You know, I think it's been said already. Riot's a good band.
Yeah.
You know, well, you think about like reoccurring band logos or band mascots more. You know, you're like Iron Eddie, you know, and Vic Rattlehead and stuff like that. Like where like this mascot we've come up with is so cool that he has to be on multiple album covers. Riot did the same thing, but their guy isn't very cool at all, you know. Kingpin, they're just a band of the time. They think they look pretty cool. I think they actually look pretty cool. I dig them silver pants, but yeah, I got to give it to Riot. It's terrible. It sucks for them because if you look at them and you say, why didn't this band ever make it big? They got great songs. Well, it's because they're stupid album covers. Like nobody would ever look at Iron Maiden and look at Riot and not pick Maiden.
Yeah. The Riot albums look like 2000s Iron Maiden sounds. Like that should have been the cover for Shit.
Oh boy, Riot moves on. All right.
Well, does anyone know the Seal's name? Like, what's his mascot name? Does he have one?
Fred.
Fred.
His name's Fred.
I don't think it has a name.
Fred.
Metal Fred.
All right. First up, we have Death Corpse with an album called Metal Tit.
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm fucking it. Explosion titties
versus Peter Chris's Abomination One for All.
Just love how Toomey just throws up his hand right away. He's like, me first.
I'll take one for the team, guys.
Well, if you're having sex with it, then I think you're voting for Peter Criss is worse.
Yeah, well, I want to fuck Metal Tit, but I think the Peter Criss album sucks better. So that's a tough
So
one.
what? So what's your actual vote?
Yeah, Peter Criss sucks.
Peter
Metal
Criss.
Tit's pretty cool.
Metal Tit's pretty cool.
All right.
Man,
So
I've
two
never
for Peter
heard-
Criss.
I've never heard of Death Corpse before, but based on this,
They're my favorite band.
I don't want to seek it out now.
I have to hear what
on the
this
other
sounds
hand-
like.
I'm writing it down, man.
Peter Criss's album, I wish I would have never have listened to. That's like the worst thing ever. Like I remember like back in the day with the dial-up and the download, you know, and like you couldn't find that album anywhere, but it was a new album by Peter Criss. It's like, oh, I want to hear that. And so you'd wait and for hours and hours for this album to download. And I always remember like doing that and then listening to it and just feeling like I wasted a good chunk of my life. Not one single good song on there. And that probably sways it a little bit for me because of the fact that I know the album itself is so bad. But nothing about this album would make me think this is a Peter Criss album. This is going to be a cool album. It was honest, at least. I mean, you looked at it and go, this is going to be awful. And then you listen to it and be like, that was right. I got to give it to Peter Criss. That's pretty bad.
I like that it has all the flags of the countries who wouldn't buy that album. You know? That makes the Peter Criss solo album sound like the Peter Criss solo album. That's horrible.
That's why there's one for all. One copy
Oh.
sold.
Hey,
Yeah,
just a heads up, the Death Corpse album came out in 91, and there's a 2000 remaster and bonus track on YouTube
Nice.
Of course.
So there's 4 tits.
that they
awesome.
uploaded 8 months ago. So
wow.
people are still
Dude, there's a
loving
fresh
the-
band.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
if you love-
they just remastered the Peter Criss album and they cut off all of the songs.
Yeah, it's a blank
great.
disc. This is great.
Julian
Um,
hasn't weighed in yet. Julian, are you voting for Peter Criss?
Oh no, Metal Tit is
Yeah.
worse. I am not voting for Peter.
I don't know if this is real, but Brent Walter says these are the tracks: Metal Tit, Vacuum Death, Burning Nipples, Rock and Roll Gypsy, Klingons, Alien Graveyard, Butt Smoking Reefer, In for Sin, Evil Sex Wizard, G-Spot Love Tornado,
I mean,
The Corpse Epic, Sinstrumental, Satan is Calling, Alternate Drums. There's a track called Alternate Drum Solo. The
nice.
Act of Incest. We're totally getting taken off YouTube for this. Alternate Inner Corpse, 101 Ways to Die, and Stare Bird to Freeway.
See, I thought that was the lineup for the Peter Criss album until I saw no Blue Rose Over Brooklyn. You know. Oh boy.
I don't know if I've actually voted for Metal Tit yet because this One for All album cover, what year is that roughly?
2007.
Oh God.
Wow.
I was gonna say like the early, the mid '90s, just because of how
No,
cheap it
that's
looks.
new metal, Peter Criss.
Oh, sweet. This is the,
MS
Peter
Paint.
Criss's version of MS Paint. Peter Criss's version of break stuff on this. I mean,
I
there's
quit,
those
y'all.
oh man, now that you put a date that looked really, really. I thought that was early Photoshop.
Like he did it himself.
Right. Like I got an album cover.
Yeah.
It's got the whole world.
Actually, I think that cover was done by the guitar player from Trickster.
The top comment on YouTube for the Metal Tit album, by the way, it says, "No matter how hard you try, you can't hate it. I came here looking up a clickbait list of bad album covers and felt the call." And everybody's like, "This album rules." So definitely going to be checking this one out. Man, that's a tough one, Chris. You did a good job on this one.
I heard the beginning of the album's perky, but it sags in the middle.
I'll go with the worst album cover here is the Peter Criss album.
Oh wow, Peter Criss. Peter Criss loses to Metal Tit. That's funny as shit.
As it should.
As it should be.
All right, Death Corpse moves on.
Oh, I thought Peter Criss moves on because he's the worst.
Does he?
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out the worst.
Oh, right.
I didn't even pick, but I picked Peter Criss.
It's New Year's Eve and I've had beer, so all right. Peter Criss moves on.
You have to be the worst to survive.
So next up, the new Jack Russell and Tracy Guns album Medusa that's coming out in a couple of months. That's something.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it looks like the
Have
worst
you heard that
romance
song?
novel.
It's fucking horrible.
I actually I did like the song.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! No, you
No
didn't.
way. It's awesome.
I
That
liked it.
shit's horrible.
No,
Okay.
you're wrong.
Versus
What are they going to be on Albums Unleashed? Come on.
no, they're not
That
going to be on
shit
Album
sucks.
Unleashed.
Okay.
Versus Attila.
Billy
This is
Joel
about-
rules.
That's right. That's Billy Joel on the right.
Oh,
Yeah. Sing him a song. He's the butcher man.
Wow.
That's Man-O-War before Man-O-War.
That's right.
Yeah.
is that meat?
It's like
Yeah.
a Rocky training video.
Rocky. I see a chicken back there.
Size of beef.
I've never
It's
heard
really
this
something.
album. Is it
It's
good?
it's like a hard rock type record. I remember not
Yeah.
thinking it was good when I heard it, but yeah.
You can beat our songs, but you can't beat our meat.
There
That's
we
right. So which of these is a bigger crime against humanity? The Medusa
I
cover or the
gotta
Attila
tell
cover?
you, I think the Jack Russell Tracy Guns album probably sounds worse, but the Attila is the worst cover.
go. Yeah.
So I gotta go with Attila.
Attila. Josh, you're picking Attila too.
Attila the Nun.
Yeah, I'll pick the Attila record here. And also, Ian, they can't say anything bad about this Jack Russell Tracy Guns because it's probably a Frontiers record.
Yeah.
So-
It's
We have no deal with them. I promise. It's even worse. We don't get paid to.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Frontiers. Pretty soon they're going to be put out. Now that's what I call Cock Rock Volume 7.
that's good.
Nice.
All right, Aaron, which one are you picking?
I don't know. That Russell Guns cover is pretty lame. As much as I like the song and as much as I'm looking forward to hearing the whole rest of the album,
that you can pre-order now on Frontiers Records.
yeah, it's a pretty lame cover. It really
Have
is.
Josh on more often. He does our job for us.
When you talk about like 2023, like when you look at this and you think, if it didn't say Jack Russell and it didn't say LA Guns, would you ever think that either one of them guys had anything to do with this album? No,
Not by that cover. No.
no. The cover should say it should have a shark and maybe some roses
Oh,
or something like a shark with a pistol.
I think if you listen to this crap, your ears turn to stone and fall off.
Oh, so it's like a
At,
war.
at least you hope it would.
I don't know. I heard that new song. I like it a lot. I'm really looking forward to this album. But that album cover is awful. Just awful. I'm going with it.
All right. So Andy, what are you picking?
I am gonna pick Attila. I like that Medusa album cover. I think it's got a lot of pretty cool art. That Attila is just bad. I mean, with the meat and they're just like, I guess, like they were on Conan the Barbarian, but also with also knights at the same time.
I think Ronnie James Dio should be hanging out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Right, and it might have been
Andy, you like the Jack Russell album? What kind of shit are you on? Are you on the West Coast?
No,
Are you close?
I'm in Houston, but I really like that art.
Okay, can you mail me whatever the fuck you're on? That would be,
I'm
that'd be
gonna
nice.
that Attila. That Attila looks horrible. It looks like an extra. They look like extras on the Ringo Starr movie Caveman.
Yeah.
Caca. Shit.
That Medusa looks like half of Ian's exes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
Oh,
I'm
oh,
thinking.
Only less facial hair.
The other half looks like the guy in the front.
Then you spend the rest of the half hour with your family.
All right.
Oh,
Who's in trouble?
who's in
I'm
trouble?
in trouble. I'm going with the Jack Russell one.
Okay.
All right, Al, it was great to see you, bud.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Happy New Year.
Go not lose your life now.
Yeah.
No, I'm going with the Medusa one.
You're going with Medusa. So Andy's the only one going with Attila so far, or am I right on that?
I'm waiting for the door to kick in and be like, "What did you just call me?"
Yeah.
Julian, have you picked on this one?
Nah, I'm gonna go with Medusa. I mean, that's
Medusa.
a modern crime. I mean,
Yeah.
Billy Joel. Come on, that was the '60s.
Right.
Here's my favorite out of context comment that I'm just now getting to. Doesn't get any better than butt smoking reefer.
And sold.
I can't get that Billy Joel out of my head though. It's
Hey.
like scenes from a Richie Blackmore concert.
I want to hear. I've never listened to that, and now I want to hear it so bad because the album cover actually looks like you would look at that and go, "This has got to be heavy and cool, right?" That the name is Attila. There are a couple of barbarians. There's meat laying all over the place. This album has got to be awesome.
Yeah.
And then Piano Man happened. All right. All right. So Medusa is going to go on.
Hey, stop. The Packers won. We live.
Yay.
Packers.
Congratulations, brother. Woo! Fuck Baco.
Fuck Baco.
Now Baco's going to show up all pissed off. All right. All right. The next matchup, Snatch, with an album called "If the Party's in Your Mouth, We're Coming." Super clever. I don't know when it came out. And versus Pantera with Metal Magic.
Oof.
Lame.
Wow. They're both horrible, but I gotta say, the Snatch one, I don't know, because that was where I think that's the original cover for the first Chicken Foot album. Yeah, it's Snatch is bad.
You're going with that
As
one?
bad as Pantera is, yeah, Snatch is worse. That's like that's like behind the manager's office at fucking Showbiz Pizza. That's terrible.
All right, Julian, what are you picking on this one?
It's got to be Snatch. I mean, come on,
It's got to be Snatch.
that Pantera is bad, but I think that might be a winner.
You think this one might win the whole thing? Okay. All right, Toomey.
Man, I've always hated that Pantera cover. Snatch came out in 1985.
Okay.
So
It's so bad then.
You know what's funny though is that's still better than the Reinventing the Steel cover.
It actually is.
it's very similar. Man, I'm voting Pantera on this one, man. That's awful.
Oh wow.
All right, Andy, what are you picking?
Yeah, I am going to go with. I'm going to pick Snatch. I don't know. Do you remember, Josh, when we ranked all the Pantera albums
Yeah.
2 years ago? That was pretty cool because I had never heard the first two albums until we did that Pantera one.
Was this
And-
number one?
No, it was on the list, but I'm going to go with Snatch.
I love Chris Aiken's comment. Pantera's artist clearly was referred to them by Riot.
Nice one, Aiken.
I got something better than a Steelhead.
Snatch, but you like Kingpin. I don't get it. All right. Who hasn't go? Aaron, you need to go on.
Yeah, I'm going to carry Ron's sentiment on that. 1985 Snatch, the parties in your mouth were all coming. That looks like what that should look like. But Pantera, I mean, that is just so lame. It's cartoony and stupid. The logo looks shitty. It's terrible. It's just terrible. I can't not pick Pantera.
Funny thing though, Snatch would go on and change members and become Danger.
Oh, nice.
True story.
Okay, so is it just Josh and Aaron that have picked Pantera? Everyone else picked Snatch, right?
I picked Snatch too.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so
Snatch will be at Rockin' Pod 2025.
if we're lucky, man.
It's all we can afford.
Come get your
Yeah.
balloons and streamers autographed.
Hey, man. I'm sure there's a cult following somewhere. Not in Nashville, but somewhere. All
$200.
right.
Join the group.
But that they would be a great addition because there's a lot of people that go to Rocket Pod that have never seen Snatch.
There's a lot of people that have gone anywhere and never seen Snatch. That's well put.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm talking about you, Baco.
Says the guy who's been at every one of them.
That's right.
All right, well, fellas, I'm gonna take off. I gotta
Yeah.
get out of here. You guys have a great. You guys have a great New Year, man.
Happy
Yeah,
New Year,
go
brother.
home, put some fucking pants on, you fucking perro.
Have a good night, man.
Take care.
Take
All right.
care.
Later.
All right.
All right, next up, Kiss, music from the Elder versus Scorpions, Fly to the Rainbow. I never could figure out what the fuck this album cover is. It's
Weird.
It looks like a person with a welder's mask with airplanes on their feet holding a banner in the air. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. I would pick the Scorpions, even though I think the Elder cover sucks. But Julian, being the Kiss historian in our group that is not named Ross Radley, what are you picking on this one?
I'm going with the Scorpions. I mean, that's just fucking ludicrous. I mean, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I'm going to go to Wikipedia to try and figure it out.
All right, Ian Wadley.
So we're picking the worst or the best?
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think's worse?
Okay, the worst is the Elder because I've been to many a glory hole, but they've never had a knocker on it. So, but oddly enough, they all play Just a Boy. Yeah, Elder's the worst. That shit's terrible. That shit's terrible. At least the Scorpions cover says, "We're here, we're queer, get used to it." It's got the rainbow flag. It's a good album.
All right, 2-1 Scorpions so far. Andy.
Scorpions. I like that Kiss album cover. I don't think that's bad at all. So I'll go with Scorpions.
Scorpions. All right, 3-1. Josh.
Yeah, I'm with Alan on this one, man. I've always liked the cover of The Elder. I don't know about the actual music on that one, but I always thought the cover was not too bad. But yeah, that Scorpions album cover looks like Ian on the way to the Pride Parade. So
Yeah, get used to it, baby.
His welder mask.
it is welder mask.
He's in a hurry.
Okay, so Scorpions is going to win. Aaron, what are you picking?
I had to wear that. Not only does your mom have herpes, but COVID. I had to wear that shit.
A welder's mask is proven to bring down your odds. I don't know. When you look at it, it's like that's such an early Scorpions album. They were kind of a weird band back then. I think with Kiss, it's just so different than anything you would ever expect from a Kiss album. The only thing that saves it is like the little studs on the door. It's like it doesn't look metal, but it's got the studs on it. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Then you
Yeah,
listen.
Paul's like, I want to put my hand next to a bunch of studs.
Yeah.
Looks like a medieval
Which is
door.
also like the other album cover. Fly into the studs.
I don't know. These covers are both pretty lame, but I mean, at least the Elder's kind of cool looking. If it wasn't a Kiss record, it would be like, that's pretty cool. Scorpions just kind of goofy. I guess I'll go with the Scorpions.
Scorpions are going to win this round. Let's look at let's look at some of the comments. Only Kiss album to not feature the band. Yeah. Scorpions.
That's pretty bad when even Kiss is ashamed to be on the album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
but
that'll
you
tell you
also
something, right?
have Hot in the Shade that doesn't feature the album.
Or Revenge.
No idea after the first live album. Pretty much done with. Wow. Okay. He was out on them after a live. That's saying something. All right. Scorpions moves on. Next matchup in the first round. Some group called Van Lod called Iron Age, where for some weird reason the guy's grabbing his crotch and screaming, and I can't help but hear the Michael Jackson sound when I see this cover.
Yeah, well, that's a tough one because that album cover just screams Frontier Records, so I know George Lynch is on it. And
It looks like George Lynch on the cover.
I love George Lynch. The Rat cover is horrible, but that one's even worse. So
Versus Rat Reach for the Sky, which is kind of a bizarre abstract cover.
Horrible, but the other one's even worse.
All right, you're going with Van Lod. Julian, what are you picking on these?
That album cover looks like Josh Toomey thinks all this music sounds like. That's how bad it is.
That's probably accurate.
It looks like it's got umlauts over the A. So, yeah, Van Lod. Von Lod. Yeah.
I didn't mean to mispronounce it. Sorry.
November 2012 on this record.
Wow.
It's vintage.
Like how he's holding his guitar and his cock at the same time.
20.
So he can't hold the store. He's like, not now, woman. I'm grabbing my balls.
Can you believe Joey Jordison left Slipknot to join this band? Terrible. Probably what killed him.
Oh, Aaron, what are you picking?
You got to go with the Rat. I mean, it's just there's.
Wait, you think this is worse than the dude grabbing his fucking crotch?
Oh yeah, way worse.
Oh wow.
At least the guy grabbing his crotch makes sense. He's like, I rock so hard. I'm going to lift my guitar in the air. I'm going to grab my crotch. Look at this girl next to me. She's naked. She's got a sword. There's lightning. What's the name? Iron Age? Okay, that makes sense. Now look at the Rat. Makes no sense. I go with
those wicker chairs, man, for the front yard.
I go with the wicker chair every time.
All right.
Maybe the worst album. If out of all these so far, that's got to be the worst one.
Wow.
From Kansas City with umlauts. Okay.
Oh, they're from Kansas City. Oh, great.
That makes total sense now.
Sinzak loves them.
Like every time I've gone to Kansas City, that's what it's been like.
These guys are eating barbecue, fucking making this record.
Holding their
barbecue can do some strange things to you, I'll tell you. All right, well, Ian. These two are so bad. Ian actually left the room, so I can't even count his vote. Andy, what are you picking, or did you already pick on this?
Von Lodi. I guess that's the way you pronounce it, but yeah, Von Lodi.
I've never even heard of that.
I hadn't either until somebody suggested it. So, all right, I'm going to assume Ian's going to pick Van Law. I'm going to send them through to the next round.
Really?
What? Yeah, that's everybody else picked them.
Wow. That Rat album cover is terrible.
No, that Rat album cover is halfway to Metallica's Justice for All.
I mean, there's nothing that you look at that and go, that must be a Rat album. Like if the logo wasn't on there, you would never think that was Rat.
Ian, what are you picking on these two?
What's that?
Are you picking which one of these two are you picking?
Van Hagar's the worst one.
Okay. I'm sending them through. All right, last matchup in the first round. Metal Church Hanging in the Balance versus Van Halen 3.
Wow, I've never seen that.
This should be a quick round.
Julian, you go first.
Van Halen.
You think that one's worse?
yeah, everything about it.
All right, Ian.
It's tough because they both have Sammy Hagar on the cover. But
That's so
I
weird.
would have to go with Van Halen 3 is the worst.
Wow.
Oh.
All right, Andy, which one are you picking?
Yeah, I am going to go with the Garbage Pail Kid on Metal Church album cover. That looks like Patty Tits or something like that.
Patty
the
tits.
Garbage Pail Kid.
Patty tits. A lot of tits on this show tonight. Bunch of
A lot
boobs.
of tits.
That is the rudest thing I've ever heard Ralph's mom called, but go ahead.
All right, well, I would pick the Metal Church, so we're tied at 2. Josh, which one are you picking?
I'm picking the Metal Church, man. I had the pleasure of interviewing the late Mike Howe, and Mike. One of my questions to him was, "What the hell were you guys thinking?"
It really makes no sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I got to ask him all about this album cover, and yeah, man. Rest in peace, Mike Howe. But yeah, this album cover is terrible.
What did
Metal
he
Church.
He was trying to just said like record label, kind of pushed it through, and he hated it too, and
Yeah.
How did somebody look at that and think that's the hit? Like,
that's
really?
that coming after the human factor. Let's go with this thing.
Yeah. Put Hagar on the cover. It looks like VOA. That sold. That went gold.
3-2 Metal Church. Aaron, what are you picking?
Oh man, these are both awful.
If you want to pick Van Halen, we can go to the audience and do a majority vote.
But they're both so bad. I mean, what's the story with the Van Halen 3 album cover? Is that another story of the record company just picked it? I mean,
they knew it was a bomb. So.
You might have a point.
This album is a blast.
To the gut.
It's Van Halen album, and it's the worst, and it's the longest.
It's bad when you do stuff that's even worse than the Sammy albums.
I'll just pick Van Halen to let the people choose because they're both terrible.
All right, we're all tied. We're gonna have an audience vote here. So
all right, let's see what these fuckers pick.
One for Metal Church.
Dirt Mitts. God damn it.
Another Metal Church.
Oh.
However, how
Mike Howe.
Mike Howe killed himself. That's Chris Aiken for you. Van Halen. So 2-1 Metal Church.
3-1.
Nobody brings up the point that this gave Eddie cancer.
Alex's idea. Yeah, okay. And then so 3-1. So Metal Church is gonna win. And
okay.
Yeah, 4-1. The only thing that looks good on the Metal Church one is the girl's tits. All right. So Metal Church.
Okay.
I like the other metal tit better myself.
Yeah,
There's all kinds of metal tits on this one.
Yeah, it's a metal tit night with a bunch of boobs. All right. Metal Church moves on. So that's the first round. So now we go to round 2. We have Mick Jagger, Primitive Cool versus Riot's Narita. And we'll start with Julian.
I don't know. They kind of like look the same character on each of them.
Yeah, they look like relatives, don't they?
Yeah. You know what? At least some effort went into the Narita album cover. So Mick Jagger's moving on for me.
All right, Ian.
Yeah, trigger, please. Mick Jagger.
All right, 2-0 Mick Jagger. Andy.
I will pick the Chupacabra, which is the Mick Jagger album cover.
Be more specific.
What'd you call me?
All right, 3-0 Mick Jagger. Josh.
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger, 4-0. Aaron.
I mean, maybe Riot didn't have too much of a choice. They didn't have a budget, but Mick Jagger had a budget, and he still chose this. You go with Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger moves on.
Yeah.
Let's look at the comments.
That's what he gets for putting Hagar on the cover, too. Fuck him.
Ron, I think his name is Deemert or Dimert, but you always call him
Dirt Mitts.
Yeah, I don't get that. Jagger, Gimp versus Gimp. Riot, Martha. I don't know what that means. All right. So Mick Jagger is going to move on. Next round, Peter Criss versus Russell Gunn's Medusa. Oh boy. We'll go from the bottom up. We'll go with Aaron first.
They're both pretty fucking lame. I guess I'll go with Peter Criss. It's a little worse.
All right, Toomey.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Peter Criss on that one. That Medusa album cover is bad, but it's not as bad as what that Abomination is on the left here.
Yeah, well, the Peter Criss one looks like 1 minute of effort went in, and the Russell Guns one looks like 5 minutes of effort went in. Andy, what are you picking?
Yeah, I still like the Medusa album, so I'll go with Peter Criss. It kind of looks like they took that idea from the Hard Rock Cafe campaign that they had back in the day. So I'll pick Peter Criss this time around.
3-0, Peter Criss. Ian.
Well, the Peter Criss album cover looks like the Jack Russell and Tracy Gunn song sounds. So I'll go Peter Criss.
All right, Julian.
Vote really doesn't matter now, does it?
It doesn't, but I still want to hear what you think.
I got to go with Peters on that.
It's a clean sweep for Peter. Peter Criss, you won at being the worst.
Peter's a winner finally.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. This is like a Lilith Fair concert. Nobody loves Peter.
I won.
Nobody wants to be Peter Criss, not even his album cover.
This is
All
like
right.
Rockin' Pod. Nobody loves Peter.
Well, you never know. All right, Peter Criss goes on. So now we go to the next matchup. Snatch. If the party's in your mouth, we're coming versus Scorpions. Fly to the Rainbow.
I'm gonna totally look up this band.
Let's go. Let's go to Julian to start. What are you picking?
Yeah, Snatch is bad. That is just terrible. That is just horrendous.
Snatch is bad, huh?
Yeah. In this context, at least the Scorpions album has some good songs on it that I know.
Scorpions album agrees with you, by the way. So you're picking Snatch to move on. All right, Ian, what are you picking?
Yeah, I looked up Snatch in the meantime, and like the lead single off of this was "Let's Put the E in Sucks," and that's terrible. Yeah, Snatch sucks.
2-0 Snatch. Andy, I can't believe I'm saying this. Andy, what are you picking?
Yeah, I am going to pick Snatch because at least the Scorpions has some kind of something. That Snatch is just horrible.
Some kind of something.
It looks like a teenage girl was having a party and their dads wanted to join in. I'll take Snatch.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go with the Aaron Camaro theory on this one. I think the Snatch one is bad, but the Scorpions had a budget, and that's what they came up with. So I'm going Scorpions on this one.
So 1 vote for Scorpions. So for Aaron, you're going to pick Scorpions and join Josh.
They had a budget, but they were like, showing like the fillings from Jews, So
Jesus.
that's terrible.
You're just determined to get us thrown off of YouTube.
I'm
Thanks.
the only one that's going to say that. Come on, they're German.
Let's talk Palestine. Happy New Year. All right.
Are they free yet?
All right, Aaron, what are you picking?
Oh, I'm having a problem with my feed. I'm dropping out here. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know if the Scorpions had that much of a budget back then. This was probably just chosen for them. Snatch chose that on purpose. But I mean, it fits with the theme and it fits with the time. It's just a picture of the band at a party. They're ready.
Got streamers.
I gotta go with Scorpions. It's pretty bad.
Oh man.
All right. So still, so that's 3-2 Snatch. I'm gonna pick Snatch on this one too. Sounds like Spinal Tap, apparently. All right, well, give you an idea what to expect. So Snatch moves on by Scorpions. You're out. All right. That might actually, Julian might be right. That one actually might win. All right. Last on this semifinal round. Ooh, Van Laud with the Crotch Guy and Metal Church hanging in the balance. Aaron, you go first.
When I look at Metal Church albums, I don't picture this. This is bad.
It's so fucked up.
It's like Metal Church, you kind of get this idea of what they are, but if you had no idea what Metal Church was and somebody handed this to you, you just hand it back.
Yeah.
You'd never chance because it's so lame. I can't not go with the Metal Church album cover. It's the worst.
Over this.
Yeah, way worse.
Okay.
And
All
I'm
right, Josh.
grabbing my crotch as I say that.
All right, Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Metal Church one on this one. I mean, at least the Von Laut or whatever they are over there. I mean, the girl's attractive. You know, I'll take that all day. So I don't know about the guy here, but the I'll take a girl handing me a sword like that any day. So
You and the wife need to recreate this album cover.
I'm down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We'll do a like a calendar, and we'll all remake this photo.
Yeah, it'll be worth all the effort. Like 20 people will know what the fuck we're talking about.
And Von Laut will be like, "This is fucking awesome."
Ron Dirtnap or whatever's gonna be
51.
excited. 51-52.
All right, Andy, what are you picking?
Yeah, I am going to pick Metal Church. Now that you look at it, she's got a tattoo of Metal Church on her arm.
Hell yeah.
A peace sign necklace.
I don't get
She's
the peace
about to
sign
walk
necklace.
a tightrope with a little umbrella. There's so much shit going on that album cover. So I'm going to pick Metal Church. The other one isn't that much better, but this is just bad. And especially for a band like Metal Church to have this.
Wadzilla.
You know, at least Von Laut.
Oh, man. That's a tough one because part of me wants to pick Metal Church for being lazy and ripping off the cover of the Ugly Kid Joe box set. But I gotta go with Van Laden because that's that looks. It's funny. He's grabbing his dick, but that just reeks of virgin metal. You know that's like some Man of War. Like the minute you put that on your CD player, Chris Hansen walks in and just shakes his head.
What are you listening to? Nothing.
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Have a seat over
My
there.
friend Ian sent it to me and told me I should listen to it. I don't own it.
Yeah, how do you explain to your parents if they catch you listening to this?
Yeah.
It looks like
That's like the worst Fozzy record ever. You know?
Okay, so you're picking Van Laud.
Yes, I am.
All right. It doesn't matter, but Julian, what are you going to pick?
Metal Church.
Metal
they broke
Church.
up. They broke up after this album, and they'd had some cool album covers in their past, so there's no excuse for that. The other Van Laud, they're heroic metal. They're just.
But you got to admit that's a cooler avatar. God damn it.
Oh yeah, I'd much rather see that.
Yeah, her name's Myrtle.
Myrtle.
If you take off the bandana, that's what Camaro looks like.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Let me take off my shirt and show you my abs.
Yep.
Yeah,
She looks like the
there's-
fringe benefits of like having a table at Rockin' Pod. Like that's what you get, you know.
Well, you gotta.
You get a
All
nice
right,
grab bag
have fun.
and that, you know.
All right, Metal Church is gonna move on.
May I hold your sword?
Sure.
All right. So, wait a minute. Hang on. Let me look at this.
Apparently, we're
All right.
having different experiences at Rockin' Pod.
Yeah, apparently. This is the only show where Mick Jagger faces off against Peter Criss.
wow.
Oof.
And Peter Criss might win.
All right, Aaron, we'll let you go first.
Oh man, I really want to vote against Peter Criss, but that Mick Jagger album cover is so freaking lame. It's terrible. Like Peter Criss tried harder because he designed it himself. He took the time to get on Google Paint or Windows Paint and make that thing himself.
You think he did it himself?
I'm certain he did it himself.
Look who's here. Joe Polo from Podcast Rock City in the house.
Why else
Uh-oh.
would he be so proud?
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hey, brother.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Hi, it's good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother.
I saw you guys were online and I was like, I have to stop in and say hello to you guys. And that Peter Criss album cover is a giant hunk of crap.
Yeah, it's atrocious, all right. But I don't think Mick Jagger actually drew the album cover for the other one.
It looks like he did.
I believe Peter Criss actually got on the Windows Paint and created that album himself. So for that alone, for the effort, I'm going to give it to Mick Jagger. It's worse.
All right. Toomey, what are you picking?
I'm still just blown away that this came out in 2007, 2008. Like that blows my mind that someone still like busted open their trial version of Photoshop and that popped out. I'm going to use every flag. The Mick Jagger album is about 87 or so. So I think I'm still going Peter Criss on this one. That is an awful album cover.
So Jagger and Peter are tied at 1 between the two of you. Joe, what are you you're picking Peter Criss on this one?
Yeah, Peter. Listen, I'm sorry. I want to go back a second. Did the Rat album win?
No.
Okay.
They voted for it.
Okay, that's a freaky album cover. I saw that, but then I had to do something and I couldn't follow. Yeah, I'll go with the Peter Criss record.
Okay, 2-1 Peter Criss. Andy, what are you picking?
I'm gonna pick the Jagger. I'm still that Chupacabra. It's in my head. I think I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
2-2.
I'm taking birth control pills.
Okay, 2-2 with Andy. Ian, what are you picking?
Boy, that's a tough one, but the Mick Jagger cover even triggers Lindsey Graham. And the Peter Criss album, looks like what it sounds like when Joe Satriani tries to play Unchained.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's that bad. Peter Criss.
Peter Criss is in the lead. All right, Julian.
Mick Jagger still.
Mick Jagger. All right, we're tied. Well, I haven't gone yet. I would pick Peter Criss. So Peter Criss is going to move on.
Yes.
Windows Paint Chris.
Yeah. Right. It's the Peter Criss privilege. It moves on.
Peter Criss moves. Peter Criss might win this whole thing. Going up against Peter Criss in the finals. So we got Snatch. There's the Parties in Your Mouth, and We're Coming versus Metal Church Hanging in the Balance. Jesus, terrible. Let's go, Joe Polo.
God, why do I have to go first? Damn, that's tough.
What's worse, not what's better.
Right. I'm gonna go with Metal Church.
1 vote for Metal Church. Toomey.
Still sticking with Metal Church on this one.
2 votes for Metal Church. Andy.
Metal Church.
All right, 3 votes. Aaron.
Metal Church.
Ian.
Unlike most people listen to podcasts, I'm going to stick with Snatch.
All right, 1 vote for Snatch. Julian.
Snatch. Someone actually went to the effort of drawing the Metal Church one. They decided to pose that way.
Yeah, and it got fired from Kmart too.
I'll go ahead and I'm gonna pick Metal Church. I think Metal Church is gonna go on. So
bad. It's the worst.
All right. So
it took a lot longer to draw that picture than it took to pose for it.
Right. So our final. The only place you're gonna see these 2 albums put up against each other. Peter Criss, One for All versus Metal Church Hanging in the Balance. Good Lord.
I can't think of any other scenario in the entire world that would come down to these 2 albums.
And just think, people are out at swanky parties downtown.
Hey, for the record, I'm Eastern time zone. It's about to be midnight here. So.
Oh, yeah.
It is about to be midnight for you. And you're talking about these 2 fucking records.
What did you
It's
do?
1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute to go.
It's 1 minute to go.
On the YouTube feed, I've got about 10 seconds. So.
All right, we'll vote after it hits midnight.
Happy New Year, guys.
Eastern time zone.
Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy New Year,
I'm normally in the Eastern time zone, but I happen to be in Central. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Right.
Just remember, they always say whatever you're doing at midnight, you'll be doing for the rest of the year.
Here's
time off, like right now.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm hoping to be making out with Ian Wadley right about now.
Oh.
Wouldn't you?
All right. It is 2024 in the Eastern Time Zone. So those of you watching,
Happy
in the
New
Eastern
Year,
Time Zone,
everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And why you're watching us compare these two fucking records,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
It's all in
Well,
fun.
Oh, I've got that too.
Yeah. So these two, you deserve to hear it twice.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so who's voted yet? I've had too much beer, so I don't.
We
even know
haven't
who's
started this one yet.
Okay, all right, Julian, what are you picking?
Metal Church.
Metal Church, 1 vote. Ian, what are you picking?
Well, one album cover looks like a Kiss fan, and the other one's put out by a Kiss member. Peter Criss is the worst.
1-1. All right, Andy.
Metal Church. Still, that's fucking horrible.
2-1. Metal Church. Josh.
I mean, I've hated this Hanging in the Balance album cover since I was a teenager, so I will pick Metal Church on this one.
3-1. Metal Church. Aaron.
Man, when I look at these, it's like you look at the Metal Church and it's like you would never, ever, like if you took the logo off, you would never know that was Metal Church in any way. But when it comes to like,
Well, except for the tattoo on her arm.
well, take all that out of it. As far as like representing the music on the album, then the Peter Criss album cover is so shitty. It's actually a perfect match for the songs that it represents. I got to go with Metal Church. It's
Ooh.
awful. It's awful.
All right.
At least Peter Criss is honest. This is terrible, and so are the songs.
3-2. Metal Church. Joe Polo. Do you care to
So
make it a tie?
So if I pick Peter, then Chris, are you breaking the tie?
Yeah, I would break the tie.
Great. Peter Chris.
So we're tied. All right.
Tied.
Make the right choice, Chris.
God, boy, what's the right choice? Syphilis or gonorrhea? I mean, Jesus Christ.
You know, Brent Walter in the comments makes a good point that Peter Criss Let Me Rock You is worse than One for All. Is that the one with the eyeliner?
No,
That's the one where he's naked. No, that's
it looks
Control.
like he just got out of the
He
shower.
looks like he's in the shower. Oh yeah. Okay, that one's pretty bad too. So you could almost take any Peter Criss album except for the solo album in 78 and the Cat Number 1 album, and the rest are bad. Well, the one with the jukebox blown up is kind of cool, I guess.
Out of Control.
Yeah.
Out of Control, yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Metal Church.
Yeah.
Hey.
2024 starts off fantastic.
I never thought I'd see something worse than the Peter Criss album cover, but we have. So there you go. Your champion.
Terrible.
Yeah. Well deserved.
Hanging in the Balance by Metal Church.
Yeah, that's well deserved right there, I think. I mean, no album cover misrepresents what you're about to try to listen to worse than this. I mean, there is like the album Pink Bubbles Go Ape by Halloween. You guys know what I'm talking about? The Halloween album?
Yeah.
That's pretty weird and misrepresented too, but yeah. This is awesome. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I'm getting a little fucked up over here.
My story with Hanging in the Balance is friend of Decibel Geek, Jeremy Owsley, and I go to Sam Goody in Rivergate near Nashville. And on the Monday, the day before the album was supposed to come out, there was a copy already on the shelf. And we were so excited to get the new Metal Church album a day in advance. And how did Metallica Load not qualify? That's
because
cool.
It's my show and I'm the one who put in the work. So I picked 16 albums I wanted. Start your
Just
own live.
damn.
Yeah, Chris, put it on one of your
Brother.
13 podcasts.
I'm just giving you shit, brother. Yeah, but Load would have been a good choice.
Yeah, I don't know if Load even comes close to that Metal Church album, though. As far I'm no art. I don't know art, but I know what I don't like, and I don't like that.
It's just a bad album cover by a good band.
Right.
Well, I guess I'm like the 4 women who showed up at Rockin' Pod. I hate Peter.
Hey, it was 6. Come on.
Are you sure? The other one was Mark Alden Taylor.
I was wondering how long it would take that to come up. I knew that was
There's the
coming.
guy hiking up his dress to piss in a urinal.
With Vinnie Vincent makeup on.
Hey, Rockin' Pod 2, great times.
Sort of.
I gotta get a beer. I did my part, Aaron. You take over for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
how many people in the panel have passed out at Rockin' Pod wearing a dress and Vinny
You should have seen me pissing at the urinal at Rockin' Pod 2, pulling up my dress. I thought Kid Rock was going to blow his top. It was terrible.
Ron Keel walking in like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Ron Keel's like, this is worse than Keel.
This is worse than Ronnie Lee Keel.
I don't know about that.
Joe, how you doing? Are you okay? You're on your bed like, fuck it all.
Yeah, man. No, man. I wanted to get involved and hang out with some friends and talk a little bit. That you guys are doing this, so I wanted to come on and have some fun.
Right on.
You're just chilling, man.
I
I haven't seen you since Creatures Fest.
Really? I mean, we were sitting outside. Has it really been?
Yeah.
No, we have Rockin' Pod after that.
Was Rockin' Pod was before that, wasn't it? Or was
No. Rockin' Pod
right.
was after that. Yeah.
That's
So yeah,
right.
I saw you at Rockin' Pod. We were at that really cool ass bowling alley that you guys had the
Oh yeah.
the party at. That was a cool place. Thanks for having us all there.
Yeah, the East Side Bowl, man. That place is a
Yeah.
trip because it's an arcade and a bowling alley, and then you walk down the path and down the trail, and then it leads you back to the venue where the bands all play. That was a pretty cool thing, man, especially when it kicked off with the old guy doing the Wipeout on the guitar.
Oh yeah, it was fun. A lot of fun.
Is the East Side Bowl like the old Kmart?
That's exactly
No, I mean I'm being serious. Like that's
no 100%. That's
Yeah.
right. It is.
It looked like that's what it would have been. Yeah.
Kmart at one time.
It had like how many lanes did it have? Like 15 lanes, maybe.
There's a lot of lanes, and then when you walked up the hallway to get to the venue where the bands played, you could look through the windows and see all those lanes of people bowling in there. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I had a good time. The food was pretty good.
Yeah.
The people that were there were having a lot of fun, and anytime you guys put something together, it's great. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, I always have a good time. And then all our coolest friends and that's the thing too. Chris and I were talking about this, like this is the 13th year of Decibel Geek. And I think about all the friends that we've made that I would have never, we'd have never look at the people just sitting in this chat right now. None of us would have known each other if it weren't for rock and roll podcasting. All of us. And
Oh yeah.
it's awesome.
not a good thing or a bad thing.
true.
though.
I love it. I fucking love it.
Joe, you weren't
But
here
enough,
early.
enough horrible things to say about podcasting. Bring up some positives.
Well, this won't do that. But Joe, you weren't here earlier. Got to get your take on the $200 Vinnie Vincent Euphoria page membership fee. Did you sign up yet?
No, and
Yes.
not only no, I'm just done giving any. I mean, I gave that guy some money one time, and that was in Atlanta, and I'm still waiting on 2 fucking box sets, and that's never coming in. More people need to call his ass out. I'm just saying, it's just after a while you just start going $200. If you said it's just that the crazy part is apparently the way they put it is you got to pay it up front, right? $200 up front. Instead of saying $10 a month or $12.50 or $15 whatever, you pay $200 up front, and somewhere in the small writing it says, and if I happen to decide not to do this after February, you're out your money and I get to keep it.
So
Well,
what's
Julie-
worse, Vinnie Vincent or Ross Radley?
Ross Radley's worse.
Did you actually buy the book?
I did not, but I know plenty of people that did, and I can honestly say I had them on my show to help promote it, which makes me an accessory. And anybody else? Anybody else have him on the show when he first started putting it together? Everybody?
Julian
Twice.
did.
Twice, yeah. So I feel really awful. I of course pulled that show down years ago, but it just seems
I left mine up for evidence. That I won't run from fucking up and having that bonehead on the show, but also to see what he was promising and what he was saying at the time, that he was ready to go to print and only needed the money to print the fucking thing, nothing else.
Yeah.
So, I had it offline initially, but I put them back up. It's like leave it out there.
I paid $150 to stay on the Ellen Schwartzberg Facebook page, and but he uploads a lot of good content. There's a lot of unreleased demos from killers and shit. Good stuff.
I did like 20 podcasts with Ian, and I leave those up though.
Yeah. Exactly. You're like, look where I've come from.
Julian
now I talk to Limp Bizkit.
Julian and Joe, you both were at Madison Square Garden, correct?
Yeah, we saw each other.
To give me the eyewitness view of being there when they end the show, and then all of a sudden you get a commercial for avatars.
Where were you sitting, Joe? Were you?
I was
down on the floor.
I was 5th row in front of Tommy, and I didn't see anything because there was so much smoke that I was blocked. I mean, it was so. I can tell you this: when the song started, "God Gave Rock and Roll" started, I had no idea that there was something on the screen. I thought that when the screen started was when Paul says "Kiss Army," because I couldn't see anything. Also, only now, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I watched footage from somebody filming in the upper decks. Did I realize that screens came down around the arena to show the footage? Like picture, like Paul was on one and Gene was on one. I never even saw any of that. I was excited about it when it happened. I was like, "Oh, this is going to be cool." And then when they said 2027, I was like, but on the way out, I can tell you this, and I can't speak for everybody, but it seemed like everybody that I talked to on the way out was in shock at what they had just seen.
Yeah. Totally. And I was on the other side in front
a
of Gene.
horrible show, or
both?
Both. Yeah, it was. I was gathering balloons and some confetti for some fans who were up in the seats and wouldn't have gotten a chance. But that thing started up behind the smoke, and I was just like, "What the fuck's this?" Because God Gave Rock and Roll is playing to you, and it's like, okay, end of a show. That's cool. But everyone around me is just like, what the fuck is this? Jaws were open, and we're going out, and I'm like, all right, let's sing "Life in the Woods Would Be Easy," and everyone's just like, their jaws are open. It's like, what the hell was that? But we're done. No thank you and any of that, and no niceties. But wait. There's more. The Ginsu knife will cut through Coke cans. I mean, it really was. And it was just like the Christmas Story, which is a stupid little video for. All that just for a fucking commercial. You couldn't even throw in Strutter. You did that in Dubai. New York fucking City. 2 nights. Same set. Same shit. Same stick. Same raps. Same tapes. Same everything. You couldn't show any emotion or any gratitude or anything. Instead, it was all just a setup for a commercial, and that was fucking brilliant. That is just the most Kiss-like ending ever. If anyone who thought there was going to be bunny rabbits and flowers, no, this is Kiss. This is commercial opportunity, and I'm a sucker.
Yeah, my co-host on New Pod, obviously New Metal Show, but he went to the Baltimore show and the final two Madison Square Garden shows, and he was talking about how he saw the whole thing at the end of the show and didn't even realize what it was until the next day about the avatars. He didn't realize it was a commercial. He didn't know what the hell it was. And he was just like, yeah, I was there. It didn't really make any sense. And then the next day, like he finally, logged online and saw it again. But he said in the moment, he didn't know exactly what they were doing.
There were no tears. The tears came when everyone found out they'd missed their golden tickets. Then the tears started. When they realized they didn't get something free out of the last Kiss show, then they were upset.
Right.
Yeah. I was disappointed they didn't think like the former members and stuff like that, because I saw them in Seattle the last show, and they at least thanked Decibel Geek. And they said thank you for giving Steve Cornell a forum to talk. Oops. And so this one's for the kids.
Well, you don't forget anything, do you?
Yeah. Well, no, I forget a lot actually, but that's pretty funny. I've only had people on my show who try to fuck kids. You know.
Hey, you can search for that episode all you want. You will not find it.
Yeah,
I was really disappointed. I'll tell you this: the show is what the show is. So yeah, the fact that I spent the last Rock and Roll All Night sitting with my girlfriend and a couple of buddies singing Rock and Roll All Night, that was fun. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect to be fun, Rock and Roll All Night's a fun song. We sang it together. The confetti was falling. The balloons were falling. We blew it out together. And then in the end, when I'm sitting at home, I'm going, now I have mentioned this on my show, and my girlfriend's daughter she's in college for animation. That's what she's going for, and now she's only 19. And when we explained to her what was going on with Kiss, she at 19 got super excited because she's already been going to shows like this because she listens to a lot of Japanese music. And apparently what's very popular over there is for Japanese artists to purchase like video game characters. Sometimes that's what and then what they'll do is put these hologram characters on stage, and they'll sit on the side and sing and play the music, and these characters will act it all out. And apparently it's an amazing sight. I've gone online and watched a little bit of it, so I'm like the jury's still out. I mean, I hope I'm alive in 3 years to see something like this, but I'm hoping. What I'm hoping for is that it's some kind of like a Universal Studios ride where they have a big arena set up that'll seat maybe 500, and while you're walking through Homer Simpson's place, when you come out, there's a Kiss room at Universal that you could go in and see this spectacular 20-minute thing.
Insert $20 for the ride to continue.
Yeah, but now that's possible.
She sounds like a really cool girl, because most would be pissed that you're spending her inheritance on going to see a cartoon.
Hey, if she's into animation, you should show her the One for All album cover. I think she'd really dig that.
But so I mean, I can't imagine. I don't know if it would cost extra, but if it was free, if you're just how they are, how like Disney is in those places, you walk up and then there's a thing you could go and sit in and watch a little show or something. I don't think that would be too bad, but I'm not paying $150 to go and see a fucking cartoon.
Oh, you would if they played side 2 of Hot in the Shade, Joe. Don't.
No.
No, but like Mr. Joe was saying, I think, and I said this on my podcast on Black Spinner Circle, that I think this is aimed towards the younger generation that are not with Kiss.
Yeah, and the older ones who aren't going to let go.
That's
Right.
music. It's aimed towards the young people, not us anymore.
I don't think kids are going to give a shit about this. I think this is for suckers.
Yeah. You know, but then
Avatar
again,
is for suckers.
laser planetarium shows were big back in the day. You know, Boston Pops with the fireworks. Who the hell knows how it's going to work out? Maybe in 3 years, I'll get the graphics to look like they weren't done in 1996 with Microsoft Paint.
Yeah.
Maybe Peter Chris made the avatars. Maybe that's what it is.
You've cracked the
Peter's
case.
revenge.
All for one.
Yeah,
I don't know how to make
love how
fucking.
I love how Ace said he's
Ball
going to
game,
get paid
motherfucker.
for the avatars. It's like, you know, all that money's going to go to the guy from Trickster, you know,
Yeah.
for producing that horrible new solo album.
I think the drumming is going to be great.
Oh yeah, what was your reaction to Joey's rant after the Final Kiss show? I was pretty impressed.
I got it. I understood completely what he was saying. He was upset, that there was no emotion. I get it, shoot. Man, I was surprised at how many places picked that up. Like I was hearing
everywhere.
about it everywhere. I was like, he did a rant and I thought it was just a rant for him and for, us. And I was like, holy crap. He's right though. I mean, there was no love at all. I said on my show this week, wouldn't it have been awesome if Ace would have done a live, like a live Facebook Live of him outside of Madison Square Garden, like knocking on the door, going, "I'm here, let me in," and then let them say, "I'm sorry, but you have to go away. Do not come here." That would have been that would have made the night so great. He'd been like, "I showed up. They said show up. I showed up. I brought my guitar, and they're not letting me in."
He did miss a golden opportunity. He could have milked that for all it was worth.
I can tell you this though: on night one, Karen was in the bar with. And while she was at the bar, she sent me a picture, and this is where everything got really crazy. So I'm sitting and I'm watching the show, and a picture comes through on my phone of her at the bar, and she's taking a picture of Johnny Astronomy at the bar at the show. And I was like,
he's a Kiss nerd too, though.
No, I get that. But fueled a little bit of
with him. Yeah.
it fueled a little bit of fun, but there's no fun. It was no fun. It was the same thing that I saw 12 times. I don't know how many times I saw the farewell show, but I'd say 8 times.
John was there checking out the band to see if they were good enough for Ace to join them.
John was shaking down the promoter.
They weren't.
I mean, Joe, you were there. I mean, is it true that they thank Neil Bogart for dying and not asking for a percentage?
It's funny.
Well, you at least got a pre-show interview with Chris Angel, so there's that.
Yeah, I got hate mail for saying something about that. It's really amazing because they were like, "What's your problem with Chris Angel?" And I'm like, "I don't have a problem with Chris Angel. I have a problem with the fact that there's also a lot of other people they could have had up there being interviewed that were Kiss fans. Sebastian Bach was 4 rows away. Just tell him come up here. He would have come. That would have been entertaining."
Oh, it would have been
I heard they threw Matt Porter out for masturbating. I mean, it's just insane,
That's not why they threw him out. They threw him out for not pulling his pants down when he finished. I feel bad now because I love Matt Porter. I love Matt. Sweetest person.
He is. I mean, he's the nicest guy I know that can't go within 200 feet of a school.
Oh damn!
Nice
That's fucked up.
Nice
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering why Matt Porter wore sweatpants to the Kiss show.
But if just on the hypothetical, if Julian and Joe in particular, if they do, suddenly they go, all right, there's been a lot of demand. We're going to go to the Sphere in Vegas and we're going to do 2 shows.
No, I'm out.
Going?
I'm out.
Done. What if it's like we're going to celebrate our whole history and we're going to have Ace?
I'm out. I'm out.
Really?
I'm out.
It's done.
Yeah, I'm out.
It's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame you, Joe. You heard the new Ace Frehley solo song. You know, don't do it. Don't do it.
I'll tell you what. I am a little more interested. I would be more interested in I'm sure you guys have all heard the rumors about Gene doing a solo thing. I'm a little more interested in that. You know, I think that we'd get a little more of deeper cuts and I think that would be fun. I haven't heard a ton. You know, I've heard a little bit. You know, I don't know what's real and what's not anymore because damn. You know,
Well,
Joe, do you have the Gene Simmons vault?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. Do you regret not sending your kids to college?
Well,
I mean, what's the trade off? There's one good song on the Gene box set. Go on.
Well, I can tell you this. As I get what you're saying, but I think that the fun for me as a musician myself is more seeing where the songs you get to see where a lot of the songs started and where they wound up becoming, and to me that's more fun, like the creative side. But truthfully, I mean, there's only like songs that I didn't ever hear, maybe 2 or 3 that I really went, oh, this is really good.
Yeah.
But for me, it was more of a creative thing. But I could afford $2,000.
I listen to that box set. That's like me showing you the burrito that I ate. You know,
I just love that Joe is seriously trying to formulate real answers to Ian's questions.
I'm being honest.
Balls,
I know you're busting my balls.
Ian is just busting your balls.
No. I know he's busting my balls. But what I'm saying is this was when I listened to it. I know it's not what a lot of people make it out to be, but it's like. I don't know if this is a good way to put it, but it's like getting the opportunity to watch somebody paint a picture, you know, or you see the first stroke put there and you're like, oh, well, it turned out this way. That's pretty cool. But that's really all it was for me. The book's pretty good too, I think.
Do you own Paul Stanley art?
There's a hard no on that one.
There's a line you won't cross.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a line. That's a lot of money for, I don't understand abstract art, so I'm not that smart, obviously.
I had a picker call me trying to get rid of Paul Stanley art. He said, no one's going to buy this shit. He said, will you give me something for it? Anything? I'm like, no. I mean, it's very niche. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, don't fall for that shit, because I paid for some abstract Paul Stanley art, and
here we go.
That it was Dan Aykroyd that came on down at Dixon's face.
Oh my god!
wasn't Paul?
The only good result from Dr. Detroit.
I love Dr. Detroit. Goddamn it!
That's a good movie.
So you're the one.
The only good thing that came out of Dr. Detroit is I'll Still Love You. Goddamn it.
So I've got a question for you guys, and you're all from different podcasts, some of them very Kiss-centric. Chris and I are working up our best top 10 albums of 2023. And if you don't have an episode like this coming up, I'd be curious, each one of you, what is your number one album of the last year?
Whatever Taylor Swift put out.
I'll go, and I feel terrible about this.
You're so quick to delete to me, but then Joe says something like that, and you just leave them there. There you go.
There you go.
Happy New Year, Joe.
I feel terrible about this in a way, but my favorite album of 2023 was the live Uncle Ass and Deadbeats album that they recorded in Minneapolis. They put out a live album that was 2 different shows they did in Minneapolis.
What band?
Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And no more?
What's that?
They broke up?
No. Apparently they have a new album come out this year, and it's supposed to be like totally different.
Real quick. Sorry, Ian.
That's all right.
Julian needs to cut out. Just wanted to give him a proper outro. Thank you so much for being part of this.
Julian.
Always great to talk to you.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you very much. And just to give you my pick, my top album of this year was Crownlands, Fearless.
I was listening to that today.
Yeah, when they were announced as the openers for the Canadian leg of the Kiss dates, I was like, who the fuck are they? And they sound Joshua. They sound just like Rush.
They sound like
Oh
Rush.
man, if you like Rush, you're gonna love this new band.
All right, guys. Ian, Aaron,
Yeah.
Andy,
Brother.
Joe.
Yes,
Good to
brother.
see you all. Happy New Year to you
Cheers,
all.
brother.
Happy New
See
Year.
you.
See you guys.
See you, Julian.
Take care.
You lost Josh, it sounds like.
Oh man, if you like this band, you're gonna love this one.
But yeah, no, the live album from them, and I know it's weird. There were some great albums, but no, that's the one that like I put on repeat
That's a good
and keep listening to. I think it's incredible. Yeah, you know, I wish it was a studio album, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Toomey's got a point. There ain't too much new shit out that's that great, unfortunately.
Now I know you love that band, Uncle Acid and the Dead Beats.
Oh no, I do, but and it was a really good, like kind of like warts and all live. It felt like it was live. Not that there's like horrible mistakes, but I mean you could tell like it's not like a Kiss concert now where it's recorded on the Animalized tour.
Right.
You know, just really good, and that's the one I go back to.
So when I think of this band, Uncle Acid and the Dead Beats, when I've got two of their albums, and when I listen to them, and these are older ones, the vocals are really buried. Like it's almost hard to hear the vocals. Like the music overtakes it. Have they changed that over the years? Have they addressed that, or is it still the same?
No, it's kind of the same. They're kind of like an afterthought. They are buried in the mix, and they always have been. But I don't know. There's just something about the music. But you know, kind of goes what Toomey will say, man. You know, I'm living in the past. I just love that. Like, you know, the music is like Sabbath meets the Beatles kind of shit. I just find that shit more appealing than anything that's new. You know. And you know it's weird because there's a lot of bands like Sepultura is a band I love, and some people can't get past when Max left. I love the Derek Green era. I love all that shit, so I can get past
Cue
that.
Chris Aiken in the comment section.
But you know, when it comes to new sounds, it's like nobody's elevated metal to me. Like there's been no Guitar Hero in my ears since Dimebag, you know, so it's like finding something that you appreciate, you know, but you know, I don't know, just there's nobody out there that's taken it to the next level. So that's why I think I go back, you know, and I love that Toomey's like new bands, and in a way it could, you know, it should be that way. But the new bands that I gravitate to are bands that have a retro sound.
Right.
Ian, you're more than welcome to listen wherever you want to. I just like giving Senzak shit.
Yeah, well, fuck it,
Clearly.
he's Polish. You know?
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
You're cool.
And trust me, being Polish is like the 10th worst thing that's wrong with Senzak.
I know Josh and Ian like me because they insult me. At least that's what I tell myself.
Yeah.
Your best off.
Yeah, if we didn't fuck with you, that means we don't love you.
I wasn't going to come on this thing until I opened it up and I saw Ian was on here, and I'm like, oh, I'm logging right in.
Thanks for being
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, he's like, ooh, low-hanging fruit. I can beat this.
Here's Aiken.
Oh, Chris Aiken agrees. But then again, you know, Chris Aiken likes Sammy Hagar, so I can't, you know, take it with a grain of salt.
Does Aiken like Hagar? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, I'm gonna give Aiken he paid Ralph the $100 on the Sammy Hagar fucking bet. So
He's a man of his
Aiken's
word.
got my respect, dude. He was cool when we did our little thing on his show, and he paid Ralph the $100 when Eddie refused to bring that fucking hack back into the band. So Aiken's good with me.
Joe Polo, favorite album of the year?
Well, I got a few records, and I'm trying to make sure my brain is telling me that this record came out this year. But if I say this, I just know I'm going to get crap. But I really like the new Metallica record.
That's this year. That's a
Ouch.
good-
Yeah,
Yeah, I like it.
72
Yeah,
seasons.
I did too.
yeah. Yeah, I bet I like Metallica. I'm not a they can't do any wrong kind of thing, but I like this album. It seemed a little different, a little different compared to what I was expecting.
Ian totally agrees.
No. Hey, I love the one song off it though. That fucking what's the
Lux Eterna.
Yeah, where they rip off Diamond Head. That song's fucking killer, dude.
Well, kill them
They've
all.
done that. They've done that a few times, I think.
Oh,
No, I
what
love
about
that shit.
Overkill Scorched?
Since the day they formed.
Yeah.
No, but I mean that was killer. But the rest of that album was like, fuck.
Ian, what was your
Man,
thought on the Overkill Scorched album? I know you're the big Overkill guy.
I love Overkill. Thanks to Josh Toomey, I got to interview Bobby Blitz. I liked it. Didn't love it. It's a good Overkill to me is far superior to Metallica as far as like consistency. I think they put out like fucking 20 times the record Metallica's put out, and there's only been a couple of Overkills that are like, but even the Overkills that are like, still are better than fucking Load, Reload, fucking Saint Anger, all that shit. The greatest thing that can happen to a thrash band is never achieving anything. Like if you don't have money, you put out good music for the most part,
I hear you.
And Megadeth is the worst of the big four by far. There, I said it.
Ooh, wow.
The greatest guitar
Wouldn't say
player.
that.
I'm sorry. The greatest guitar player of the big four is Dave Mustaine. But you look at the catalog and those records, Megadeth. That shit's. I mean, how many shitty fucking Megadeth records are there? There's more shitty Megadeth records than shitty Metallica records, and that's saying something.
Wow.
I'll somewhat agree with you on that one, but I think that Rust in Peace alone keeps them from being worse. Like they're not worse than Anthrax. Like Anthrax is just
I'll take
goofball
Anthrax
metal.
over. I'll take Anthrax over Megadeth any day.
No.
And Megadeth is. I mean, Anthrax put out a couple of stinkers, but I mean, goddamn, with fucking Megadeth, you got fucking Cryptic Writings, a fucking turd.
That was almost
fucking-
on the album cover.
Yeah,
Paul.
Risk, a fucking turd.
Risk was,
Super Collider, turd.
I like
Yeah,
I like
that new one sucks.
I like the new one too.
Dystopia,
Yeah.
No,
fucking
that's
amazing. Dystopia was a fucking.
the last couple of Megadeth are really good.
Where'd that come from? But that right hand, I'll take the right hand of fucking Mustaine over the right hand of fucking Hetfield.
What about the right hand of Dave Ellefson?
Well, he used the right hand on me, and I was young at
Swedish
the
girl
time.
takes that.
Just damn.
You could call it grooming, but you know what?
You just had to bring it back to Rockin' Pod, didn't you?
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, when I talked to Mustaine, when you could break him away from fucking Tom Hazelnuts, it was all right,
Oh, Ellefson.
Oh my God! You want to talk about some Stockholm syndrome? Ellefson with fucking hazelnuts? Oh my God! Like show me on the down where he touched you. What does he have on you?
Oh, have mercy.
I think hazelnuts knew about the fucking 14-year-old girl. I don't know.
All right, I got to check out. They're about to start
I
firing
don't blame you,
fireworks.
Joe. I want to check
Right,
out.
Pedophilia, somebody's like, "Oh, I gotta go."
No, they're about to start lighting fireworks right outside that window, so it's just going to interrupt. But
All right.
Happy New Year, you guys, man. Listen, everybody, take care of yourselves.
All right,
Love
bro.
you, Joe.
Love you
to see
guys.
you tonight.
Nice to see you. Please take care of yourselves. Happy New Year.
Happy
You
New
too.
Year.
You too. You too.
Man, if I had a club and I needed a bouncer to get people out the door at closing time, I would hire Ian Wadley.
You're
Be like,
great at that.
you just go over there
yeah.
and telling people your fucking stories at
Oh, yeah,
closing
they
time.
get the fuck out.
Boom, 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 out the door they go.
Well, he would just be carrying on the Wadley tradition that started by his dad and Keith Moon and
Yeah,
whoever else fucking get kicked
That
out
is
of
right.
bars.
You're dead. It'd be like an SOD song. Da-da-da-da, you're dead. Get out of here.
I was actually looking it up, man. My album of 2023 is a band called Gideon, album called More Power, More Pain. And if you like, no, I'm just kidding.
No,
So this is a band that sounds like nobody
They
else.
don't, yeah,
that I'm
yeah.
gonna
They
get
don't
into.
sound like anybody I've ever heard before. Like not even close to anything that's ever been created before in the past. This is
Well, with you two Yahoos, yeah, I will say that they probably don't sound like anything that you guys listen to.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
I
What, you
gotta
telling
tell you
me
what though.
your
I
album
got
sucks.
but they are some good Tennessee boys too. So they're probably driving past your house right now, Aaron.
They're out
They're
there
na-
shooting
they're-
fireworks.
They're a Nashville band, Gideon.
Yeah, but I think they were like originally from like Alabama, but some of the guys are like in Madison now. So
So what is it? What's it about?
it's fucking great. It's heavy.
There you go.
All right.
Check it out. Check it out, bro.
got
But
it.
Aaron, they don't sell it at Target. I'm sorry, you're not gonna be able to go pick it up.
I'm so tempted to make this my
got it.
album of the year just to shut Josh up.
I got to thank Toomey while he's here, though, man. The two, man, as much as I love Rocky Metal
Thank you,
Combat
Aiken.
podcast, and it's awesome, and we're going to be interviewing Paul Diano soon, which is
Oh,
awesome. Can't wait for that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. But,
A lot
man,
of
the coolest
Battle
things
Zone
I ever
talk.
did, Bobby Blitz and fucking Buck Dharma, thanks to Mr. Josh Toomey.
And yeah, actually, I went back and I listened to a little bit of that Buck Dharma interview probably 6 months ago, just because.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Toomey busted my balls about that. He's like, you're such a fucking nerd. He's like, you were sucking his dick. Oh my God. He's like, you were like, as a, and when you were in kindergarten,
I already know this answer, but when you your third guitar that you ever owned was a Les Paul mahogany.
But oh my, it was so awesome, dude. I was at fucking work and I had to interview Buck Dharma.
I was
And
at work. I had to stop what I was doing.
I had to duck out at work and I called my wife and I was like, I'm gonna interview Buck Dharma. I'm like, Toomey's the coolest. I mean, even though he doesn't like any new metal, but then again, he just loves new metal. I'm like, he's got me hooked up, and I was so fucking nervous, and I was so happy. But when Toomey told me, he goes, I listened to it. He goes, it was awesome, and I was laughing at the same time. What a fucking nerd you were.
No, it was
But,
that's the kind of interview that like, because you were asking him actual like the third album on the second song on the third album was about this and blah blah blah, and I'm over there like, so you were in the movie The Stoned Age. so
But,
yeah,
oh, man.
Stevie.
Figure like when hardcore
that-
boys or cult fans are listening to that, they're going, he's asking the right questions.
Oh, it was, and man, the Bobby Blitz, man, the Bobby Blitz he hooked me
That was a
up with.
great interview.
Oh
No,
my God,
you two
that was
together,
so much-
man. You and Bobby Blitz should start your own podcast.
Yeah,
I would listen to that.
I would
The
too.
best though was fucking
PID.
goddamn, what's it? Dee Dee.
Oh, nice,
Dee Dee was all cool at first, and then he knew when we were recording. He's like, "Fuck you, fuck off," and shit. But before that, he was like totally nice. Like, "Hey, how you doing, man? Oh, you know Toomey? Oh, okay. So you're a dick?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But no, it was so, Blitz was so amazing. We went to go do the interview like in at the theater where they were playing the House of Blues, and they were doing a sound check, and it was like way too loud. I'm recording this shit on my fucking phone, even though I have an Android phone, which is much superior to an Apple phone. But he's like, fuck this, let's go on the tour bus and shit. And it was so amazing, and I owe all of that to Josh. So
He was
I
so
will be
pumped about Rock Cocks.
Yeah, yeah, good. Because
That totally should have happened.
He's like, "What's the name of your show?" I'm like, Diablos and podcast because I know Rock Cox.
Rock Cox.
With 3 X's.
Again, I was at work and I was just throwing out names to me. I was like, "How about Diablos and podcast?" He's like, "Yes."
For sure. I wish I still had the list of our text chain was just stupid podcast name after stupid podcast name, and that's the stupid podcast name we landed on.
Right.
I mean, it was.
Seriously, it was the best, and it was a good time. And Josh, I'll always be thankful for that and shit. And I love that we're still friends.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? And,
Just
it's in the podcast world. That shit's awesome. You know.
Yeah.
I know if I ever get kicked off of Decibel Geek, I'll be joining the Rock Cox podcast with Ian.
There you go. You can get all this shit from the Rock and Metal Combat guys about how you're not Ralph.
Right. Yeah.
Hotel rider.
You know, and you would have overcame that shit if you wouldn't have said that Judas Priest sucked. You know, that
The Judas Priest thing really torpedoed you.
that was the nail of the gun.
That was the
and
end.
one day, Josh, like, yeah.
Honestly, he just said that he didn't fucking bow down and worship them. That was really the extent of it.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I never said they sucked. I just never said I liked them.
Right.
I went back.
But yeah.
I've come to like Painkiller era of Judas Priest.
Yeah, but it was like a combination of that. He's like the fans are dicks. He's like, I'm carrying you. You're fat.
God.
It hurts my back. But man, it's a good time, and I'm so proud about that fucking era, dude. And it was fun, dude. It was a fun time, and I was honored that Josh even called me. You know, when all that shit happened, Josh was the first guy to call me. He's like, let's do something. And then he did it with me. He's like, no wonder Ralph fired you.
And then after dealing with me for a while, you're like, I'm going back to Ralph. This is
No, man. No, you were awesome, brother, man. No, that was a good time. Like I said, dude, I'm so proud of, the little bit we did, and I'm happy that it's still up there for people to look at. And, and I'm proud of your success that you do now, dude. You deserve it. Seriously. I mean, yeah, I'm drunk and emotional, but I love you, man.
Sorry. That's cool, man. I love you too. Is this live?
It is live.
But again, dude, that is just like Camaro was talking about before his wife made him get offline. That's the thing about these podcasts and the friendships that we've made and all the shit we've done and hanging out and stuff. And,
yeah,
shit's killer.
Oh, it's nice to get the occasional text from Ian. It's always good.
I know. I accidentally butt dialed him one day, and he's like, "Oh shit, this must be important." I was like, "No, I butt dialed." He's like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah, we just normally our text chain are just talking shit about Sinzak. So.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
It's funny, but it's true. But it's football related. I mean, we love you.
Yeah, I feel it. I tell you.
But yeah, I mean, it's been so Andy, what's your album of the year, bud?
Yeah, my album
wait long enough.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going. I just announced it on Black Spinner this past Wednesday, but I'm going to agree with Joe. I loved Metallica's 72 Seasons.
Really?
I think Tejo's bass was fantastic on that album, and I really did enjoy Hetfield's lyrics. A little bit darker than what they have been the past album releases. I really did dig the lyrics. He went back into his childhood. In fact, I think that was the theme of the album, and I was pleasantly surprised by this album, even though I did like Death Magnetic. I thought that was a really solid album. I think Hardwired was a little bit too long for me. It was okay. If they had cut it like maybe 15 minutes shorter, it would have been a lot better. But 72 Seasons is my pick for 2023.
Wow.
That was fantastic.
I put it
Got
right
a couple of other albums to speak about in 2023. Like I said earlier, the Godsmack was really good.
I thought so too.
Also, I'm just getting into that band Night Demon, and their album was
Oh, great band. Great
They're an
band.
it was
awesome
just
band.
kind of a throwback.
They sound like Iron Maiden from the 80s.
Iron
Just-
Maiden, yeah. But I really like
Love it, Toomey.
because there's so many newer bands that where the guitar solo should be, it's just the rhythm.
Yeah.
And I really miss guitar solos, and that's what these throwback bands or whatever are bringing out is better, better musicianship. Because I really did miss a really good guitar solo, and I'm really glad that Night Demon is bringing that back.
Yeah.
So those
Yeah.
are a couple
They're-
of noteworthy albums.
They're
from-
good stuff. I know Camaro's favorite album was the Ugly Kid Joe box set, as shitty as you thought they were.
Oh shit! I haven't even got done listening to the Local 8 box set yet.
Oh, Local H. Jesus.
I would pay just to hear a podcast with Aaron and Ian.
I brought up Stabbing Westward, and you had to one up me with Local Age.
I've got a surprise, guys. We have a podcasting legend joining us here. Welcome to the
Delton
show.
Taylor?
Hardly.
Chris
Oh,
Hardly.
Aiken.
I had to bring the girls with me to make sure you guys knew I wasn't at Rockin' Pod. Okay.
Oh, man.
Wow.
This is like the most brutal New Year's ever. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I don't
Wow.
run anymore. That's so it's all good.
Thanks, Senzak. You're bringing up all my exes here. What the
I
hell?
know.
Oh, wow. This must have been a big event to get you off of Sammy Hagar's dick.
Yeah. Well, at least he could sing.
Aiken,
What's up, brother?
going
How
on
you
in
doing?
Ohio?
Good. Good. What?
What's going on up in Ohio?
Not a damn thing. I was 3/4 of the way asleep, just dicking around, drunk texting you guys, and then you said, "Here, come on." And Toomey asked me an hour ago, and I said no, and now I'm here. So, fuck you, Josh. That's what you get for firing me, you cunt.
I tried.
Let's work it out right here. This is great.
There ain't nothing to work out. I'm happy. He's happy. He's got Ro. He doesn't have to work at all. He just waits and he just says, "Hey, Ro, what's up?" And then he turns it off in an hour.
I was going to call Chris because I'm like, it's Sunday and I have no idea what Don Dawkins doing.
Well, it's wrong guy, bro. Wrong guy.
He's air drumming.
I'm kidding.
That would be the other guy. I am not the
Yeah.
one riding Don's nuts.
That's your partner, right?
That is Neely's deal.
Ask Neely what the end game is. I'm really curious.
That's
Hey,
never gonna
I don't know
die,
if you
is
heard Aiken, but Andy was talking about loving Night Demon, so you can push him towards the Night Demon podcast.
Yes,
Night Demon podcast.
there is.
Hi there, Chris. Very nice to meet you. I'm Andy.
Hey, Andy, how are you, man?
You all right?
Yeah, there is a Night Demon podcast, nightdemon.net, I think, /podcast. Yeah, I've been friends with Jarvis since they started, I think, and they're really fucking good. They're just a good band, man.
Are you doing the show with them?
No. I have enough to do with my other 15 shows.
Oh, no.
Well,
I don't know.
and the cool thing about Night Demon, if you guys don't know, is Brian Johnson is their drummer now, who was Ralph's drummer in Thrasher.
Oh, from Mingvei's band.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I met that dude. He was a cool guy.
We got to hang out with him
Real-
at
real
the
cool
Rock
guy.
and Roll Ribs and Nico's place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
great
they're the
drummer.
real deal. I don't know if you guys have seen them or not yet, but man, when
I
you
haven't
go
seen
to
them live, but I love their music.
their shows are very much like an old school 80s thrash show. Just come in and
It's like an old, yeah.
it's just like one.
You lost to me.
Josh
in
has
old
been
school.
giving me shit for like 3 hours for that.
I can bring Toomey back. It's just like if Korn got with the Deftones, man.
Oh,
It's Chino with that big drop bass, man. Shut up.
oh, okay.
As long as it's pre-White Pony, it's good.
Like Toomey says, if they don't rap, it's crap.
Have you heard the was it Grandpa Metal, the Brian Posehn album? He has that skit with Scott Ian, and he's like, "All right, there, Grandpa Metal," because Brian Posehn is talking to Scott Ian, and he's saying, "Hey, check out this band. They sound like Iron Maiden." And Scott Ian goes, "Well, why don't I just listen to Iron Maiden?" And he's like, "Well, all right, but this band, check this band. They sound like early Metallica." He goes, "Why don't I just listen to early Metallica?" I don't know.
Well, the
I just
thing
got
is
a
with
copyright
that,
strike from Brian
you know,
Posehn.
if a
Thanks a
band
lot.
sounds like
Brian.
Maiden, and you're like, why don't they just listen to Maiden? Have you heard Maiden's new records? That's why you listen to Night Demon. You know,
It's true.
Chris's background looks like a one of the worst album covers we could have picked.
That's the second album from Snatch.
Yeah, we should have had you on for the album cover battle. Did we get anything
looking-
wrong from what you saw?
Ended up the same.
I'm looking at Chris's background, and I'm like, what time does Ralph's mom get off work?
She only works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday lunch.
Yeah.
Is it a buffet?
And I'm like, why is it Camaro announcing what song's coming up next? You know,
She's your cherry pie, everybody. It's Tiffany.
that's right. I think Samples 2 for 1.
Get out your dollar bills.
Quick announcement. We have
by Naughty by Nature.
we have 4 minutes till midnight for the few of us that are in Central Time Zone. Just so you know. Now back to the discussion.
Back to that.
Ron Deemer says, I tried listening to Josh's podcast, but I like good music.
Oh,
Damn.
damn it. Hey, that's one thing I won't tolerate. I mean, you can make fun of Josh's looks, but not his podcast. You know, Josh is a good dude.
The definition of backhanded compliment.
I know,
What?
like
He's not-
4 minutes, he's gonna be like, yeah, that's Happy New Year with an N and a U, right? Yeah.
Oh, Happy New Year.
Oh,
I like that.
Oh,
Wow,
What's your
you
next
guys are up on my podcast. I think the last episode is called New Year, New Metal. So, thanks for following along, guys. Judging by Ron's comments all night, there's a 0 chance he likes my podcast.
Don't worry, there's 0 chance he likes ours either. So.
yeah. Hey, no, check out Josh's podcast. I listened to the last episode. I had no idea that Silverchair had that many deep cuts. You know,
I mean, those freak show B-sides, man.
I like Superchair.
Frat boy, where you going, frat boy?
Aiken, what do you think of the Kiss Avatar?
Oh, God.
Oh, I can't wait. I've already pre-ordered my ticket. Never mind. Stop it. It's dumb. It's dumb. But if you didn't see it coming a mile away, then you obviously, I don't know, are a Kiss fan, because everybody saw that they were not finishing. Everybody saw that they were not finishing. They were just finishing this run. So, and they'll be back, guaranteed. You know, I heard you guys earlier saying something about you don't see an opportunity for them to do the Sphere or something. Fuck yes, they're going to do the Sphere.
Oh, I think they'll do it.
Of course. The Sphere's got to get people in that place. And Kiss is the kind of band that they could put up the big art and the big show and all that stuff. Kiss is the perfect band for the Sphere. And I could see them selling those tickets for, $500, $1,000 a ticket for people to get the experience.
And they'll
Yeah,
sell
but
out.
are
too.
people really going to see Kiss, or are they going to see Jack Russell and Tracy Guns open up?
Yeah, but what does it matter? I mean, dude, why would it matter? Jack Russell, they pay now to go see him. He's fucking sitting in a chair having a stroke. Holy shit.
I saw Jack Russell as urologist for like $5. I wasn't impressed.
I don't know.
Wasn't impressed.
Oh, I hear fireworks.
Yeah.
Chris,
less than-
Aiken,
Yeah.
yeah, we got a minute to go. Aiken, have you purchased your $200 membership to the Vinnie Vincent Euphoria? fan page?
I'm just saving up for it. I want the VIP membership for $1,000.
The VVIP.
That comes with 3 box sets. That's what I heard. You get 3 box sets with it, and a Vinnie Vincent guitar strap. If I heard correctly, once played with Vinnie, or once used
Guitar
by
strap
Vinnie.
on.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is.
All right, we got
judging by the band Snatch. While we're doing the countdown, we'll do this. Go ahead,
no.
Sinzak.
I don't have the countdown.
Oh, I thought you were doing
There
something.
it is. It's right there. It's
Oh,
right.
it's 12 o'clock. Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy
Yeehaw.
There we go, Sean Cullen.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. And
There it is.
Yeah, Sean Cullen. That's for you, Toomey.
The
2023 can go fuck itself. It's
so
Amen to
Aiken, I'm
that.
assuming Aiken has probably either heard the band Snatch, like saw the band Snatch back in the 80s, or interviewed them at some point on the Classic Metal Show.
I really truly have not. I was surprised. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I actually was aware of Metal Tit or whatever.
Were you really?
Yes, I
Death
was.
Corpse.
Death Corpse with Metal Tit. I remember that. But yeah, Snatch snuck by me somehow.
There is one episode where Chris
Hey, he
snatched the
scribbles
wig
in the
off
chat.
of Don Dokken, but that didn't get aired.
It's because Neely grabbed it and put it back on.
Hey there, Scribble.
Scribble official.
Wow.
Not to be confused with the Scribble unofficial page that's out there.
Yeah, I run that
That's
one.
right. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
It's
Yeah.
Happy New
2024.
Year, guys.
I figured Aiken would throw a Snatch under the category of. I mean, I like that because the girls liked it. You know, I was the girl I was trying to date. She was a big
No.
fan of the band.
Believe me, if that was true, that would have been a reason. But I just don't remember the band.
I had the balloons, I had the flyers, everything. Heck yeah.
Ian walks off.
Here
Yes.
we are.
He's done with this shit.
We keep talking about Snatch, and he's out of here.
Chris, what's going on with the Classic Metal Show these days?
Not a damn thing until Saturday. It's been a nice 2 weeks away.
You've had enough of Neely, huh?
I've had enough, just period. Between that one and between Seth Williams' show and Chris Aiken Presents, I just needed a break. You know, doing 4 shows a week is a lot, and it's a lot of content to come up with and cut up and place and put on the TV station and the radio stations and all that other shit that I'm doing. So, but it you know the CMS. The CMS is CMS. Same thing every fucking week. We talk a little bit about some Dokken story from wherever. We talk a little bit about some Snatch chat. We talk a little bit about some teacher that fucked a student, and then fill in with whatever music news we stuff in between. It's the same every week.
Do you dig the new Dokken record?
It's all right. It's 6.5, 7.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
was
it's
actually better than I expected.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's all right. I mean, I laugh when I see some of these online reviews that are like, "This is the best damn thing since Beast from the East" or whatever. It's like, no, it's not. Stop it. It's lower tier. If you put their catalog in order,
It's better
It's-
than Broken Bones. I'll give
it's
it that.
it's right in that range.
Yeah,
it's better than
that
Shadow
one.
Life.
Oh, yeah, everything's better than Shadow.
You know, but it's there. It's on the back end. It's not top shelf by any means, but it's all right.
We tried to get Michael Wagner to do an Albums Unleashed on Dysfunctional, and he just laughed. And he's like, "That's an apt title." And he's like, "No, I'm not going to do that."
Nice.
So I got the vibe. It was a real shit show making that record.
Dude, you guys should talk to Tom Werman.
I'd love to talk to him.
He was fucking great. He was
Yeah.
really a great interview, and he doesn't hold anything back. He is
No.
the guy. He's the guy you could ask anything, and he's more than willing to talk about it. So,
He's definitely had his fill of Nikki Sixx and Dee Snider lately. So
Ooh, yeah.
he's not afraid to say what he thinks of those two.
or anybody else. I was surprised. I asked him some things where I was actually complimentary of guys, and he was like, "Oh, that guy's a fucking asshole." I was like, "Whoa, okay, tell me more."
Well, he had to open up and say off. So that, I mean, credit to him for that one.
Money's money, man. Everybody got to pay their mortgage.
I did an episode with Ross Robinson called "Albums Only Josh Toomey Likes." That was pretty interesting.
like the Vanilla Ice record. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I like that.
Like
record.
that one.
hard to swallow. Hard to swallow. Good stuff.
I love that he knows the album title.
I hate it, but it's called this.
But
it was
it's-
produced
but
by
don't
this
get it-
guy.
That does say a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's terrible, but it was
I know,
produced by Ross Robinson and mixed by Chris Collier.
And the that was the Amen album guys were in the studio, and they came over and played a lot on the record.
Doc and movie. What do we think that's really going to happen, or is that a real thing that's actually happening?
It's something Don's talking about.
But I got the vibe through his interviews that it was more of like a Sunset Strip documentary, and they wanted his part of it.
I don't know. Again,
Don.
I would watch a documentary. Don't get me wrong. I would watch it for sure.
Yeah.
Don talked about it on our show, but he was also hammered, and he was, wandering around his yard pissing while he was doing the interview and shit. So I mean, I'm not gonna put full stock into it.
I heard they were gonna do it, but Gene's Wig wanted too much money.
Could be.
So
there's a lot of bands. You know what? The weird thing is I don't think the big bands will do it because they won't make the money. I think the smaller bands like a Dokken, like a Skid Row, like those types of bands, I think those are going to be the next wave that you see doing these movies.
I can't wait for that Sleaze Bees documentary.
Oh, yeah. Little Caesar coming at you.
Yeah.
Little Caesar, the band that almost made it happen.
But y'all think that there's enough Dokken information to make a whole movie?
No. I'd still watch it, though.
It'd just be a lot of fighting.
Making enough movie.
I would love to sit next to Aaron Camaro while we watch the Lifetime Ugly Kid Joe movie.
Oh, yeah.
That would be,
I'm telling
it'd
you,
be a Christmas story. But
if anybody of those like lower level bands were to have them, like a biopic made of them, should be enough's enough. They got enough crazy fucking things that have happened to them over the years. I think that would probably be pretty interesting.
Yeah, and 13 people that know of them would be amazed at how good the quality of the movie would be.
I'd be one of them 13.
I'd be two of them. I love them. But that being said, I understand. I've seen shows with them. The last time I saw them was maybe 10 years ago, I guess, and it was them and Bang Tango. That was a real winner of a show. And there was 17 paid. 17.
Damn.
That drew better here in Nashville. I saw that show. I wanted to walk out like 2 songs into Bang Tango.
Whenever I hear Bang Tango, I saw it was Faster Pussycat and Bang Tango. And my buddy that I went to the show with, he's hitting on this waitress. He's like laying it on thick. He thinks he's got this shit in the bag. And then all of a sudden, Joe Lestille comes off stage. And he's talking to the same chick. And she just totally ignores him. And he goes, "Hey." And she turns around and he goes, "I had that video in the 80s too, god damn it." He didn't get laid. Joe Lestille probably got laid.
Yeah.
Joe Lestille and Nev Campbell have never been in the same room. Think about that.
Yeah, because nobody wants to see Bang Tango at Comic-Con.
All love to Drew Fortier, the only person on earth that would make a documentary about Bang Tango.
Yeah.
Gave him
It's
a
actually
career.
good, though. It's
And it
actually
gave him a
movie.
career.
Yeah.
If he didn't do that documentary, he doesn't
No,
get his Ellefson work or the Lucid or all
That's
his
how I knew who
movie
he
stuff
was.
or any of that stuff.
No, it's a pretty entertaining movie.
It is fun. It's a fun wide. It's sad though. When they show, I think it's one of the festivals that they played at, and they show them playing at like noon, and there's like 30 people in the crowd, and they pan to the crowd. There's like one guy here and then one guy over there, and it's just sad.
But enough about the circle.
Aiken, what are your thoughts on Hagar? You pro or against?
What, the tour?
No, his involvement with Van Halen, and for Ian's question, as a human in general.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know him as a human in general. I've met him a few times. He was nice to me. I got drunk with him once. That was fun. At a radio event. He was playing. This one will make you happy, Ian, because he comes off like a shithead. But he was playing a radio show, and we got asked to come out and host. So we hosted it, and we're sitting backstage, and he broke out a case of that tequila right when the Cabo Wabo tequila first came out. And he just gave everybody a bottle, and we were all just sitting around getting fucked up, just having a good old time backstage. Well, he was supposed to come out and play like 3 songs, and he came out and he was fucking hammered. And he comes out and he stumbles through 3 songs, and then they were supposed to cut the radio feed, and then he was going to do like 2 more, and then he had to leave to go do another show like an hour away in Akron. He didn't realize that they didn't cut the feed, and he goes, all right, now that we got those motherfuckers from the radio fucking out of here, let's fucking have some fun. And just fuck, and dropping F-bombs all over the place. And the radio guys, the station managers that were there were like, what the fuck? They were losing their mind because of all the F-bombs that were going out over the commercial radio. But he was fine. I mean, he was fun. He was fine with me. I ain't got no problem with him. Am I a worshiper? No. I think this tour that he's doing is going to kind of stink, but... personally, I mean, it's just the Circle or Chicken Foot. Pick one. He's just picking guys from his bands that already play these songs. Big fucking deal.
Yeah. I interviewed him once, and it was pretty awkward. Because I asked him, because he's legendary, known as a Holocaust denier. And I asked him, I go, are you still a Holocaust denier? And he said, no. He goes, now I can't believe it only happened once. So I know he hates the Jews and good music. But but other than that, yeah, he's a piece of shit, and his fans are pedophiles. But
So Aiken, what's better, drinking Cabo Wabo with Hagar or Jesse James Dupree whiskey with Jesse James Dupree?
That's not a fun experience. That whiskey is bad. Jesse's a nice enough cat. I mean, he's fun. He's actually fun to hang out with, but that whiskey's bad. Yeah, that was at a Van Halen show. It was Van Halen, Dokken, Jackal, and Rat in Wisconsin at Rock USA. Oh, yeah. And
real Van Halen or fake Van Halen?
Combo. Sort of real Van Halen with Wolfie. 2012 or whatever. So
okay, well, real enough. If Dave's there, it's real.
Real bad, but that's a whole nother story.
But I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Just like Dave did all night long, because he sucked a bag of dicks as a singer, my friend. He was terrible.
Oh man, I will fuck your girlfriend.
Hey, take her. It still won't change the fact that Roth blows dick when it comes to singing. Roth is terrible as a live singer. Terrible. Always has been.
Oh, it's going to get real now.
I have no problem standing up for the truth, Yeah. But no,
he has no problem with standing up for sucking dick. I'm fine with that.
Well, following the leader, my friend. But anyway, to the Jesse James thing, we were all just hanging backstage, and Jesse had that whiskey, that new whiskey, or at the time it was new, and it wasn't even with a label. It was just white labeled whiskey, and he's passing it around, making everybody take a drink of it. That shit was like rotted gasoline. It was awful. And everybody's trying to just get rid of it, but he kept making everybody drink it. And everybody backstage took one pull off of it, and then my buddy John ended up grabbing the bottle and drinking the whole thing, getting all fucked up and crying when he saw Eddie Van Halen. That was a whole nother thing. He's all drunk, and Eddie walked by, and he's like, "Oh, Eddie." Fucking like a bitch. Even his girlfriend was laughing at him. It was fucking pathetic.
Man. Don't talk about Toomey like that, goddammit. He's my buddy.
Is that the douchebag that cut up Tom Green's desk? Yeah, Jesse James Dupree was the guy that did that.
Yep.
And Tom Green got really angry.
Yeah.
It's all a shtick.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm sick of this shit. Everybody's like, Nirvana killed metal. No, Jesse James Dupree killed metal. with his whiskey and his chainsaw.
Aiken got a album of the year for you.
I already said I thought the Prong album was the best album.
Prong.
State of Emergency, great record. I thought there was several really good records that came out this year. I love the Metal Church. I go either way with between the Metal Church. Was that Congregation of Annihilation?
Oh, Hanging in the Balance.
No, well, that's the album cover of the century, but But the new album is really, really strong, and that Mark Lopes is really he came in from Ross the Boss and actually made Metal Church sound really, really good. So
They picked the right guy.
yeah, they did. They really did. So that's I change back and forth day to day with that. You know, some days I like the Prong the best. Some days I like the Metal Church the best. I love the Overkill record.
You ever met Tommy Victor? Cool dude.
Yeah, Tommy's great. Tommy's a really, really good dude.
Cool guy.
But, I'm trying to think what else was really good this year. The Night Demon was really good. I don't want to say it was great, but the Metallica was okay. You know, it has several decent songs on it. I agree with whoever said before. It's long. It's not as long as Hardwired, but it's a little long. It would have been a good 40-minute record. They could have cut some of the fat off of that record.
I think that's why it didn't rank higher for me, because I think it was one of those where I had hopes that it would outshine Hardwired, like, you know, a few months later, but it didn't do that. I still think Hardwired's a better record. I do like it though.
It's cool. I mean, look, they're 65-year-old men. They're still better. I mean, if you take all the bands that are out there at that age right now, and you line them up, who's doing it better than Metallica at that age? Nobody.
Nobody.
Overkill might be. Testament maybe.
Yeah. Toomey said the new Bush album was pretty good.
I believe he did.
It's your Nashville
It's
roots
called-
showing, right, Aaron?
It's called 17 Stones. Good stuff.
7th, yeah, one higher.
17 songs. All right. So we made it past the midnight mark. I wanted to do one self-indulgent thing for Aaron and I. So I thought I would go on our hosting provider and just look up what our top 10 episodes were for the year. And I thought we would go over that real quick.
Okay.
And I'll just bring all 10 up at once. I thought it was interesting. It tells you how much GeekWire has really made an impact, because GeekWire is 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the top 10. So
Nice.
the top one is the top one. Albums Unleashed, Dangerous Toys with Jason McMaster. Because we got the rare Josh Toomey, Chris Aiken, Blabbermouth love.
Oh yeah, we did on that one, didn't we? Because of the Watchtower posse.
Yeah, because he mentioned the Watchtower reunion, so all the metal sites ran with it from Blabbermouth. So we did good on that one. Best and Worst of GNR with Craig Gass.
I knew what it was like to feel like Josh Toomey for a moment there.
Yeah, for like a week. We were like, wow, this is how Toomey feels all the time.
Did it feel special?
It did.
It really
I was
did.
like, damn, Blabbermouth actually paid attention to us for once.
And,
Like,
and I hate to admit it, but I'll admit it. Josh may or may not, but you know, at this point now, it's like, yeah, that doesn't help at all.
Not really. I mean, it did boost our numbers for
Obviously,
that episode. Yeah,
we're
I mean, it's
that's
our number one episode of the year.
Yeah.
Best of 2022.
We could have the dude from Trickster on telling us about the time Ted Nugent put a gun to his head, and Blabbermouth won't cover that. But when
No,
they
that
do,
was
then it was good.
that was Perry from Firehouse.
Oh, Firehouse, yeah.
Why don't you guys just reach out to the other guys? Reach out to Metal Tim over at Brave Words.
I have. I mean, he'll run stuff, but like it for Blabbermouth, I will admit, seems to get bigger hits, at least translating to your listens.
Well, just
It's
ask him
Dr.
a bunch of
Toomey.
ask him a bunch of political questions and then post those. Then you'll get all the Blabbermouth love.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, just say, hey, don't you think Biden's awesome? And if they say yes, you'll get it right up on the top.
Hey,
going.
Toomey got me on Blabbermouth. Toomey is the god of Blabbermouth.
Yeah.
So like Story Time with Diamond Tim was number 4.
That was a good
and he came back in for Christmas, but he was busy. But Aaron, he said he'll be back in like April.
Right
So
on.
we're gonna meet up with him again and get more stories. Then like 3 GeekWire episodes in a row from earlier in the year, and then Rock and Pod recap. I'm amazed that one did so well. Then Best of Worst of Zeppelin Part 1 did really well, and then another GeekWire. So I just thought it was interesting to take a look at that.
How did I miss that Zeppelin one?
We did. Yeah, it was a 2-part Best and Worst of Zeppelin.
I don't think I heard either one of those.
I can't
Damn.
believe my alternate history didn't rank.
I know. I thought that one would have ranked higher. but,
Yeah. Is your number one episode still the Vinnie Vincent episode, though?
You mean like all time?
The one with featuring Ian Wadley.
The one with actual Vinnie Vincent, I think, is probably number one. But
damn it.
the fake one with you, I don't know if it's not.
Dude, it should be. We actually, as producers and creators of the show, prefer that one.
A lot of work went into that one.
That
two takes, thanks to your ass.
Yeah, two takes. You're like, no, I wrote a script.
Well, he calls me the next day and he's like, "I really fucked up, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you did."
Yeah, you did.
Like, it's only. He's like, "It's not believable." I'm like, "Only if people think Vinnie Vincent wants to insult Aaron about his taste in bands. That's the only way it's believable." It's a bunch of jokes about Aaron loving Enough's Enough and Ugly Kid Joe.
Yeah.
Sounds like tonight.
Vinnie Vincent really hates those guys.
Yeah. Who knows? Vinnie Vincent might love Ugly Kid Joe. Who knows?
My number one episode of the year was my Burton C. Bell interview, if anybody wants to know.
Yeah?
Which was like...
How'd that go?
Pretty good. But it got Blabbermouth Love and Metal Hammer and all that.
Do you like the new Fear Factory singer?
Yeah, I mean, because it sounds just like the other. If you like the Fear Factory singer, you're going to love the new guy.
Yeah.
No, seriously, though. Toomey is the guy to get you on fucking Blabbermouth. I talked to fucking Blitz, and it was like fat fuck. I didn't mention him by name. It was like fat fuck interviews Bobby Blitz, from Diablos and Podcastica. It was awesome though, dude. I'm saying that shit. Even though it doesn't mention my name, it's just like just to see fat fuck from Diablos and Podcastica. It's like I know they're not talking about Josh. It's me. So
I'm pretty sure they name checked you, didn't they?
No, they didn't name check me, but I didn't give a fuck. They just said,
Josh Toomey's co-host has interviewed.
Yeah. Fat fuck on coattails, I believe is like how it was written out. But it was awesome, dude. I totally fucking saved that shit. It's in my favorites, and I go back to it because it's one of those things. It's like, goddamn, not only can I read it, but like I know where I was at when it happened, And even Blitz is like, "Hey, fat fuck, what podcast are you from?" I'm like, Diablos and Podcast. He's like, "That is the dumbest fucking name I've ever heard." He's like, "Rockcocks." That's a name.
Yeah, that's what we should have called ourselves.
I'm telling you, Rockcocks with 3 X's.
It's awesome. It's the greatest.
It is.
I almost want to quit Decibel Geek just to join that show because the name is so much better.
Exactly. Infamous on the almost.
You want to quit Decibel Geek because Chris is hogging the interview again?
Wow.
Yeah. The Denman interview. What should have been our greatest episode ever.
I don't know about that.
I'm kidding.
He's like,
I like those guys.
I love it though. I would almost take Rockcocks over.
No. All right, I found it. In a recent interview with Ian Wadley of Diablos and Podcastica.
Doesn't say.
Oh, you are name checked.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You're somebody starting now in 2024.
Oh shit.
You got to knock out that negative self-talk, buddy.
Yeah. Why
this was
my
March...
time with you fucking humps? God.
This was March 10th of 2020. Little did we know.
It was right before COVID. And I remember Derek from the band. I met him outside the bus, and he didn't want to shake hands. He's like, "Oh, everything's kind of weird right now and shit," And it was like right before COVID, like fucking.
So COVID ruined y'all's show.
Yeah. I mean, I coughed on him, but fuck him. I was excited,
Yeah, there's that from Blabbermouth, and then like a week later, it says Steve DiGiorgio of Testament has tested positive for COVID-19. Speaking to Joshua Toomey of the Diablos and Podcastica, Chuck Billy told me that Steve. That was something. If you could get somebody testing positive for COVID, you were definitely getting Blabbermouth.
Oh yeah.
And the fucked up thing, you go a month after that, it says Josh Toomey lost 280 pounds when he kicked you into the fucking curb and did a show with Chris Aiken.
Then he added 400, so it was a net gain.
A lot of weight going around here.
Oh, too funny.
Yeah,
I'm,
I love this show. This is so much fun.
Def Leppard had a 2023 release. What the fuck did they?
Was that symphony thing?
Oh, that was horrible. That was horrible. I listened to none of it.
Or is it the Halos and Diamonds or whatever? That was last year.
No.
Diamond Star Halos.
They did a symphony album that I downloaded on purpose just to rip them off and never listened to it.
Yeah. That album doesn't count because it's Def Leppard in 2023.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Edwards says that Revolution Saints put out a good release. Did anyone hear that one?
Yeah, it was so good that they're already putting out another one here in like next month.
Wow.
Yes. With that band, it's hard to keep track because they release so many fucking albums now.
Well, they change members all the time.
Well, that's
we can say negative shit about Frontiers Records.
It's because Serafino's cracking the whip on those guys. You want to eat? Get another fucking record out there.
Aiken, let me ask you this. Am I wrong in thinking that Frontiers Records is nothing but a money laundering front for the Italian mob?
Oh, I don't say that out loud.
I don't know that it is or it isn't. I know this. My prediction, if you want predictions for the new year, is that Frontiers will close their doors in 2024.
Wow.
That's my prediction. Yeah. Everybody's jumping ship from over there.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It makes more sense as a money laundering front than anything.
Yeah. All I know is when I saw Alessandro was not going to be writing records anymore, I was like, who's going to write the records for him?
He writes them all.
He writes them all.
My prediction for Frontiers Records is George Lynch is going to put out 7 albums.
He may.
Well, and Aaron, start looking for a new co-host because I'm probably going to get bumped off soon.
Yeah, you said that.
Oh, because you're a Pollock?
No, because I just made fun of the mob.
Good. Pollock.
Yeah, no, you being a Pollock's way worse.
And also because you did that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to. Well, Aiken, if you don't want to answer this, you don't have to. But like the whole, I know that you were talking with them about like Frontiers US for a while.
Yeah.
And so, like, did nothing ever happen with that?
They didn't want to pay it.
Yeah.
It was that simple.
Are we talking to Nick?
Nick was in it. Serafino was in it. Marco was in it. All those guys were in it. And we were talking about doing a full multimedia production thing, a webs thing, social media thing, app, all that stuff. Wow. And we came up with a price, and their negotiation back was, we'll give you like 10% of that. And I was like, yeah, fuck you.
They don't want to spend money. I
No,
tried
they
getting
do not.
them, and I tried getting them on Rockin' Pod, and they just didn't want to spend anything.
Yeah, hey, we'll give you $20.
It was the same way. I tried to get them on Rock and Metal Combat, and they were trying to promote Primer 56, and I'm like, if you're not gonna, pay the original members, I want no part of it.
It's a way to fall on your sword, Ian.
I have loyalties.
Right. I appreciate you. Thank you.
This is our bass player, Josh Zumi.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, he'd only be the 3rd or 4th bass player in Primer
There we go.
56.
Oh. I wasn't going to say it, but you're right.
I was waiting for the, he said all original members. I was like, oh, well, I'm good there. So
I was going to let it go, but why?
I will give Josh credit for some reason. When I looked, I'll YouTube Decibel Geek once in a while, and I stumbled upon an AMA that Toomey did on Reddit.
Oh, nice.
And he actually name checked Decibel Geek as one of the shows he listens to. So thank you very much.
Yeah. And that's, he gets a lot of shit for being like the 4th bass player in Primer 55.
3rd.
But he was the 2nd sampler, So there's that.
What's wild, Chris, is that AMA is how many people came out of the woodwork to ask me 12-volt questions.
I noticed that too. A lot of 12-volt fans out there.
I was like, where were you people fucking 20 years ago or whatever?
Right, yeah.
Isn't it bad that I like 12-volt better than Primer 55?
I think 12-volt was a lot better than Primer 55.
I think so too.
Personally.
Yeah.
A lot more musical, yeah. Actually, I listened to some of that stuff the other day just to kind of. I threw it on at work. I was like, not bad.
Good stuff.
I mean,
Not that
I
bad.
like 12 volt more. The problem with Primer 55 is you can hear the bass more.
Just on tour.
I don't know, man. We went. And,
Oh,
He took
oh,
himself
come
out.
on, come on.
I
love
didn't
this
even.
guy.
I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
kidding.
gonna have to leave.
I'm
I'll
kidding.
add him back in.
We went to
I'm
that.
kidding.
I did that and like I thought I could pop myself back in and then like there's no.
Well, it
way
took
to
me a
make
second. I'm like, oh, I need to let him back in.
I mean, come on, everybody knows I'm kidding. Andy's the one who really hates you.
Oh no,
Right,
yeah,
Andy?
Andy's
I'm kind of new here, guys, so I don't hate anybody.
Andy's like,
And
what
he's
am
like,
I doing
the,
here?
What the fuck have I gotten myself into with these guys?
No, and I think about like the last couple of years and the concerts that I've gone to, and I've gone to a bunch of cool, fun concerts. But that night, going and seeing Toomey's band playing at that little
was
bitty
fun.
club, man, that was so much fun.
That was wild.
I
Yeah,
had
that
a
was cool.
blast that night.
Was it better than Killfest?
It was so much better.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't at Killfest.
I was at Keel Fest.
Yeah. Ian texted me and he was like, "You fucking knew. That's why you." Didn't
Damn.
No,
the best thing about Killfest was the look on Camaro's face when fucking Mooger Fooger was so drunk he had to take him home. He's like, I get to leave. I get to leave. I was like, you motherfucker.
No, that was the next day. That was at the
comedy show.
Yeah, the comedy show, man.
No. Mooger Fooger was so drunk both nights.
Oh, okay.
I love that. I love that
drunk every
motherfucker,
night.
but you had to take him home out of fucking Killfest. And you're like, see ya.
Yeah,
Laughing.
that time it came in handy, but the next day not so much.
Oh man. What
Yes,
is
I have been. So.
No, the Fooger's awesome, man. Mooger Fooger, amazing, fun, awesome
Right.
to be around.
I love Fooger.
Got
Him
me,
and his wife are awesome.
yeah, got an autographed. He got Enough's Greatest Hits, which is the only Enough's CD that I don't own, and had it autographed by Chip and sent it to me for Christmas.
I love me some Mooger Fooger. I love him to death, but goddamn, when I was watching the intro to this show, when you guys show the pictures of Rock and Ron,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking about
that's what fucking gets me, man.
Well, I
That
keep it on there as
motherfucker.
a tribute.
because he would be here tonight.
Oh yeah,
Note he would be here tonight.
But it's so funny. Like my wife, me and my wife got back together like after I'd started the podcast, and she listened to the fucking episode we had, and we had Rock and Ron on. I think before you guys did an episode.
You
with
did.
Rock and Ron.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my god, that shit was so good. He was so funny and stuff." And oh man, it's just good times, man. I see that fucking face, man, and I fucking laugh. I think about the first Rockin' Pod. I think about the second one when you had me all paranoid, Aaron, and you know what I'm talking about. And he's like all taking pictures like fucking Peter Parker and shit, jumping. Oh man.
All right. Well, since we're talking about Rock and Ron, we'll do the clip.
I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
I love it.
I love it too, man. I miss that guy so much.
One more.
You have entered the Psycho Circus. Welcome to the show.
This is the one man that liked that record, folks.
Yeah.
All right.
I love it. And the best thing is the last memory I have of Rock and Ron, man. And I love this shit. Was when we took the picture at Aaron's house, and I fucking kneeled down, and he grabbed the back of my head and pushed my head down. He's like, "Yeah, you motherfucker." It was and it was so like it was one of those. It like took all the strength he fucking had, but he's still like, "Fuck you." It was.
Josh,
it was
you
so
met
awesome, man.
Rock and Ron, didn't you?
Yeah, I met Ron a few times. Yeah, rocking pods, and I did the Friday Night lives with you guys and things like that. So yeah.
Oh,
Ron's a good guy.
times.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely even I hated to see him at that last Rockin' Pod that he was at, but I was glad that he was there, and I knew that he wanted to be there. But it was tough to see him like that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing, because I even talked to him. I said, Ron, are you sure you're okay to do this? And he's like, everybody's telling me I shouldn't, and it's like, maybe you shouldn't then, and he's like, no, I'm going to. And it's like, well, if you're going to, then let's fucking do it, and he made it. He showed up.
Yeah, and that was the thing, man, with Ron. It was like you didn't want to show what you were feeling.
Yeah.
When you saw him, it was hard not to, though. But it's just, God damn, the spirit and everything he took to make it to that last Rockin' Pod.
Yeah,
that motherfucker, he used every fucking bit he had to make it there.
Yeah.
And then, to get to be with him at your house, Aaron, was
a fun day,
man.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
It was.
I was just looking at that picture just the other day.
It was. And and when we had him on the show, and it was so funny, dude. And he had he had the sniffles, and we kept fucking with him. Like, what are you on coke? He's, no. He's like,
Aiken, are you familiar with the first Wild Side record?
I know of it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know it backwards and forwards, but yeah.
Well, Ron was like a huge fan of that record, and like he had Ian and Ralph do a review of it, and he joined them on it. And it's the funniest thing to listen to, because going into that episode, he loved every song on that record.
Right.
And then as Ian and Ralph go through it, they're like, of course they're tearing it apart.
Right.
Well,
And
no,
it would be
we liked it, but there was
You
just
liked a
few
couple
bad
songs, but like
Yeah.
they would also, if it was a song that just wasn't good, they'd be like, this song sucked. And then Ron would be like, well, maybe I don't like this song so much.
But the best was when Ron came up with Wild Side at Rockin' Pod. I think it was like 4. And
Yeah.
he came up with the drummer and the lead singer.
The drummer and the singer came
Yeah,
back.
and he goes, he points at me, he goes, these are the guys I'm talking about. These are the guys that did that episode. And I'm like, oh, fuck. But the drummer, he goes, they gave us good respect. He goes, but they busted our balls where we needed it. And I was like, awesome. And we were supposed to do an interview with him later that day, but it ended up, shit not working out. But it was so much fun. And it was all thanks to Ron,
Cool.
And a good time, man. And just prime example of like the caliber of people you can meet doing this shit. You can meet a lot of douchebags. Mark Allen Taylor. I'm just kidding. But you can meet some awesome people through this shit, and that's what I love, is like the cool motherfuckers that are watching this right now, that love your show or my show or Chris's show, or like the millennials that like Josh's show, we can
Gen Z.
Yeah.
Hey, he'll have listeners longer than we will. All of ours are going to die off.
Exactly. Yeah, we're all going to die off.
You guys are wondering why your numbers are going down.
Yeah, they're all dying.
I mean, that is the awesome part of this, is we've all met incredible people that will be our friends for life and shit.
Right.
And that's why I love doing this shit. Not only are you guys all my friends, but the people we're talking to that are laughing at what we're fucking doing, that shit's awesome, man.
I will say, I mean, people ask like, what's the one byproduct of the podcast you didn't expect, and I always say it's the community. It's like because I got into podcasting not even thinking about befriending other podcasters, but it was doing the show, doing the interviews, doing this, that, and the other thing. But it's the friendships that's kind of come along. That's the crazy thing, that I think I talk to you guys more than I talk to actual like people in real life.
Yeah. And it's not just that. I mean, these are like awesome friendships. But I tell you what hits me the most is like, I got a letter from a guy who, he said his wife was dying of cancer, like going through treatments. And he's like, she hates the music I listen to, that the shit we all talk about. He goes, but she laughs so hard at, what you guys do. And she loves the mama jokes and all this shit. And he said, we would sit there. He goes, she would be so sick from fucking chemo and all this shit. But you would make her laugh. And even though she didn't care about the music, and it's shit like that. That's, we think we're just making, funny jokes and talking around. But there are some people that love what we fucking do. And that's amazing shit. You can't put a price tag on it, and it doesn't matter who sponsors your shit or how many views you get. When you reach somebody on that level, that you can just make laugh and forget their shit, that's worth anything. We do. It's even better than talking to Vinnie Vincent.
The real one or the fake one,
or Don Dawkins' wig. I mean. And I've met Don Dawkins' wig, and he's not as nice in person, but but no, man, it's good times, man, and we've all become great friends. And I mean, how many years have we, been hanging out and doing all this shit?
2 minutes.
That's what's awesome. Yeah,
and it's over. 2024.
Yeah,
we're going for each other's throats.
End of the road.
End of the road.
I remember starting out this podcast, and reaching out to you, Chris, and I always joke about this, but it's true. I heard History Science Theater, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, and then I found Decibel Geek, and I heard Chris. I was like, okay, he's an everyman. And then I heard fucking Camaro, and then I was like, oh, he's got that fucking voice. I'm like, oh fuck, you gotta have a voice,
and the laugh.
Fuck, what am I gonna do, And you guys still, like, every time I see you, it's a year gone by or whatever, we're family, We all hang out, and we have a family that listens to us and that enjoys what we do, and amazing shit. So happy New Year to everybody out there listening.
Yeah.
Whether you like my show or Decibel Geek or Toomey's, Chris's, Andy's, any of you out there, that are watching this shit and having fun, whether you're watching it live or later on, we do this shit for you guys, mostly for us, but I love making people happy and making people laugh. That shit's awesome.
That's 100% true, man. And Chris and I, we look at it. We've been doing this show for 13 years. This will be the anniversary this year. Wow. And, it's been a trip. It's been a long, long road to doing stuff. And to us, it's every week. It's like, what's next? What's next? Yeah. Next, And you guys can relate to that because you got your own shows. Chris, you've been doing yours for so long. It's always, what's the next? What's the next?
Mm-hmm.
And then people come back and say, hey, I listened to this show and you said this. And I was like, oh, fuck, that was like 4 weeks ago. I have no idea.
4 weeks? I get it from 16 years ago. You said that. And I'm like, I don't remember last week, let alone 16 years ago.
Yeah, Chris and I are celebrating 13 years. Chris Aiken has been doing it way longer than that.
I've been doing it forever, seems like.
Yeah.
And so it's a beautiful.
He's already hating on bands that came out 2 months ago. Fuck that retro shit,
Chris, earlier you said he's talking about that's the weirdest compliment you can ever get is I started listening to you and it inspired me to do my own show, and I always take that as if this asshole can do it,
right?
That's how I always take it.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, okay.
These jokers can do it. Anybody can do it. I can do that.
I know, but at least like Decibel Geek, you guys like spawn Cobras and Fires.
That's all our fault.
No, it's a funny show. Rock and Metal Combat has spawned like fucking multiple shows, and they all suck.
Right. That works. See, all of a sudden,
you guys at least have that one You know?
Yeah, it seems pretty cool to claim Cobras and Fire now, don't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And Aaron
Even
appears
with
in every
Devin on the
episode.
show.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, even though Devin hates me. God damn it.
I just wanted
Well,
to
you
add-
probably earned that.
I just wanted to add that I started doing this only 3 years ago. It's when I first started doing this. And I never thought that I would be at this position as I am now, talking to a lot of y'all that I would see, but never thought that I would actually meet and talk and have conversations about stuff that I love to talk about, you know, about music and sports and whatever have you. So this has always been a thrill for me. When I started Black Spinner Circle, a year after I was just doing going through all my albums one by one for fun. Never did I think that I would be able to have a podcast that people be on, and people like Chris and Aaron would be guests, and me meeting Josh and doing podcasts about Pantera and now Al's my partner, and now we're going to move ahead, and I just never thought it would be like this,
Yeah.
Because my wife hated to hear me talk about sports and music, so I had to talk to her about this kind of stuff. And
no, but that's how, and that's the most important thing, I think, is that you like it and that you enjoy it. Whether how many ever listeners you got, I mean, Chris has us all beat in spades, probably. I would think,
Just because I do 15 shows doesn't mean that I have 10,000 listeners.
Hey,
but
it's all about quantity, not about quality.
No, but Chris,
you got that backwards. But,
Chris has been doing this forever and very successful in different shows, and we all have like successful shows and different fucking. Mark. I mean, look at what fucking Toomey's done with fucking, with Slipknot and everything, and stuff.
He's hosted with everybody that he possibly can.
Yeah,
he's slumming tonight, just so you all.
I can't.
I mean, Toomey's talked to more.
That are still watching.
Yeah. Toomey's talked to more Soulfly members than Max Cavalera. That's a true story.
Probably true.
But God damn it, I mean. There's an audience for everything, and when you're passionate about it, that's what comes through, and that's what people latch onto.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're talking about? Are you passionate? Are you having fun? Do you entertain? Do you make people laugh? And that's the best thing is when you can do this shit, and you're just doing it as a, whatever, but people enjoy it and look forward to it and love it. That's better than anything you can get, other than all the money that Toomey gets from Slipknot. The second best thing is the gratification from the listeners. So.
Well, I'm actually surprised that you said that you got a divorce from the wife or whatever. Then you started a podcast. Then you guys get back together, and she goes back to the back catalog, and you guys are still together. Like, I'm more surprised on that whole thing.
Yeah. I know. She loves but when she wants to masturbate, she listens to Diablos. I don't get it, but it is what
happens.
I'm actually more surprised that Rand Paul hasn't reached out to you, to me, to wonder where the $5.2 million went.
Hey, you guys need to know that these bands are small ecosystems of economies that need to pay people like me.
That's right. The Not Fast 2 Minute podcast needs to get paid too.
Mm-hmm. Rand Paul's coming for me.
Let's do plugs on the way out. Aiken, what do you want to plug?
I'll just plug
it's
one.
It's going to take a half an hour. All right.
No, it won't. No, it won't. I'll just plug Chris Aiken Presents because it's the only one that has my name on it. So, Chris Aiken Presents Mondays. It's myself and Eric Ferentinos of the Stephen Piercy Band. It's it's fun. It's different. Eric's a fucking character and a half.
He's all kinds of characters.
He's a lot of characters, and I'm never prepared for any of them. But it's a fun show. You guys know the other shows. Listen to those if you want to as well. And chrisaiken.net website and all the other shit is from there. See, not too long.
Not bad. To me.
I actually couldn't make it I'm Stoic Steve. It's
I'm
gonna
an
take the place
avatar.
I'm going to take the place of Josh for a little bit. I'm kidding. Check out New Pod with Joshua Toomey and Ro Coley over on notfest.com.
That's new with a U, like
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
Andy.
Yeah, I usually have a very busy week because during football season, I've got a football podcast on Tuesdays with Jerry Soupy called the Gridiron Smackdown, where we preview and review each week. So we have that Tuesday. Wednesday on Black Spinner Circle with Al Horta. We're going to have Metal Mike on there along with Mark Alden Taylor.
Nice.
We're going to be doing
Uh-oh.
we're going to be doing a vinyl battle of Rats Out of the Cellar versus Shout at the Devil, track by track. That's going to be interesting. Then I'll be on the BS sessions with Mark Alden Taylor doing our countdown of 2023. So that's what my week sounds.
Nice.
Right on.
It's going to be
Ian.
You do the football podcast. What do you think? Packers, Chiefs, Super Bowl? Is it possible?
Absolutely
No.
not. No.
Absolutely not.
Ravens are so good right now. They're so tough.
I hate to say it as a Chiefs fan, but I kind of agree with you.
Oh yeah, so Packers, Ravens, Super Bowl.
But have you seen those Browns with Joe Flacco?
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah,
that's
what
the
I'm
Super
saying.
Bowl defense.
One and done in Cleveland.
Hey,
Super Bowl.
No.
I was gonna. I didn't mean to bring this up earlier, but Jordan Love has got more touchdown passes and less interceptions than Mahomes this season.
Oh, Mahomes is having a shit year.
Yeah, he's
You
having
have
a
to tell
tough
me.
time. Tough time. He's
Does
making
Jordan Love
way-
have more or less temper tantrums than Patrick Mahomes this season?
Way less.
Okay.
Fuck
all right.
off. I mean,
He's making way too many commercials.
I know they can't go as far as the Titans this year. I know.
Practice field.
Is Jordan Love seen more than Taylor Swift on national TV?
Probably
Yeah,
not.
Probably
Shake
not.
it.
Probably not.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
All right, Ian.
Well, you all know me from Rock and Metal Combat Podcast, but I want to give love to everybody else. Josh Toomey is a fucking legend. Chris Aiken is a fucking legend. Aaron and Chris, you're a fucking legend. Fucking Andy, I'm so happy for you, brother. Doing all the different things you're doing. So I want to promote you guys, even though I don't have to, but you're all inspirations in different ways. And thank you. But if you're really hard up, check out Rock and Metal Combat Podcast. We put up an episode every once in a while. That's about it.
And you do a show with Dr. Fuck.
Yeah, Doctor. Yeah, big YouTube sensation.
You got to give credit to your coattails.
Oh yeah. Coattails. I'm big on the coattails. To me, fuck, the big coattails. I tried to do a show with Chris. He's like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, I already do a show with an asshole, and he wants to talk about Doc in every episode. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But no, I love all you guys, the listeners. Thank you. Hope you had a good time. A happy New Year, and can't wait to see what's gonna happen in 2024. I got a feeling Judas Priest is gonna put out a mediocre album, but what am I gonna do? Drop back 10 yards and punt.
I just want to say thanks everyone for watching, and Aaron, you're way better at this than me, so you take us out.
Oh man, I've drank so many beers tonight.
You're
I don't
still
even know.
better than me because I've drank so
Still
many.
don't-
beers.
I still don't know if I'm very good at this, but just want to say thank you to everybody that's supported rock music podcasting throughout the years, no matter whose show it is. Tonight it's Decibel Geek partying on New Year's Eve, rocking you into the new year. We've had awesome guests all night long. Everybody's been a member of their own podcasts and their own things. Check everybody out, because in this day and age, and I've said it a million times, we don't have Headbangers Ball. We don't have Metal Edge, Hit Parade, or Circus, Rip. None of that's on the newsstands anymore. Remember how it used to be? Those things have been replaced by podcasts. So if you're a rock fan that has stuck it out just like we have, still have the same love and passion as you did back in the day, well, then everybody that's been a part of this live stream tonight, we're your guys. Come hang out with us. will keep rock and roll alive and well for a long, long time to come, including this whole new year of 2024. So thanks to everybody that's hung out with us tonight, everybody that's commented, everybody that's watching this in the replay. I can tell I'm a little buzzed up. Can you tell? I can tell. I hope everybody had fun tonight because, damn it, I sure did.
Yeah,
and thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. Here we are. 2023 is gone. Time for a new year. Let's rock it out. 2024. Hell yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
See ya.